here with the high-yield minerals. Some delicious gold minerals. Everything that's gold is wonderful. Mana says, I love gold! And can you really blame him? Mana going out with not one but two observers. He likes to observe. Yes, his left eye and his right eye right there. Banshee's going to get caught out by this little force by the looks of it. Look at that. He's bringing a Raven along, but hey, he doesn't have anything to shoot those observers with, so that's not going to make too much of a difference. It will at least alert him to the presence of the observers, but that really is about it. Do they have the movement speed increase? I don't know what they do they? No, they don't have gravitic boosters, so they're not going to be moving too quickly. They just like to take their time, like to be a little bit chill about the whole affair. Extended Thermal Lance upgrade available in 30 seconds. How many Colossi does he have? He's got one, and he's also going Twilight Council. Looking for maybe Stalkers with Blink, perhaps. Or maybe even going all the way through to High Templar with the Templar Archives. That's not a terrible idea, considering what he's up against. He's up against stationary siege tanks and marines, all of which get wrecked by Psystorms. Yes. Now, as I recall, back in the DreamHack tournament, he used an awful lot of Psystorms to great effect. So we'll see whether or not he decides to deploy that this time around. Could be to his benefit, folks. QXC's lack of aggression is proving to be a little bit worrisome for me, honestly. I think Mana is going to be able to build up a good critical mass of forces that can break that line, especially since he knows exactly what's going on there. QXC guns down a probe in cold blood. How very, very unpleasant of him. Mana says, no, we must catch him for the glory of the land. Zealot charge through to Templar Archives. No blink. Interesting. How many Zealots does he have? Well, he's got 7. So against siege tanks and against marines, yeah, it's a good idea, no doubt about it. It will work. I was expecting blink, but hey, there you go. He's also got a ground weapon upgrade coming up right there, and a couple of photon cannons just for good measure. A little bit of extra defense, especially against harassment from those Banshees. There's nothing wrong with that at all. There you go, Templar Archive Psystorm on the way. I love me some Psystorm, and Mana uses them like no other. Mana tries to drive away those forces and does a good job, but secondary and third waves coming in to back them up. There is QXC dropping down on the high-yield minerals, looking for some economic advantage over his opponent. 3 Banshees, 4 siege tanks, 23 marines, and a single Raven available right here, and 11 marauders. It's a significant force, but bear in mind that they are facing off against 3, yes indeed, 3 of those Colossi there. Sacrifices a marine to do a little bit of scouting. Air forces in the air. Where else would it be? Couldn't be on the ground unless it's a Viking, in which case it is. Vikings, you know, they're kind of like bisexual air units. They can't really decide which way they wish to swing. And yeah, there you go. High Templar. Single High Templar available. 2 High Templar now available. Psystorm, very, very soon indeed. Harassment coming in from the Banshees. They're going to hop around. Where are the observers hiding, one might wonder? Well, you can't see them right now, but look at that. More gateways. Because, hey, you just can't have enough gateways, ladies and gentlemen. You got to stockpile those gateways. What happens if you get snowed in as a Protoss and you can't bring in any more gateways? Now, I have to wonder if being snowed in actually affects a Protoss, but there you go. That's a point defense drone. How very, very pretty. Now, why would you deploy that? Well, one reason to deploy it would be as a scout. Honestly, you can see your opponent coming without sacrificing any actual cash. Oh, nice. He manages to catch an observer there as well, so his opponent effectively blind. But there's the flanking attack from the side. Where else would it be? Well, it could be from the rear, but you never know. 4 High Templar backing up this force. This could be messy, and it could be very, very decisive, honestly. This is a good force. And look at that. He's coming in from the side right there, taking some firepower. Shields are up, and here comes the damage. Looking for the Psystorm. 1 Psystorm right there. Look at that. Look at the line collapsing in a matter of seconds. Another Psystorm at the rear. Oh, wow. It's good. It's good, and Mana manages to get away. Another Psystorm going through right there. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Mana with a much reduced force, but it's not going to be enough for QXC anyway. There you go, breaking his way through the siege tank line. 1 down, 2 down right there. Looking for some more Psystorms once he gets the energy for it. Those Colossi standing strong, looking for a flanking attack from the side. Oh, and an Archon coming in there for good measure as well. Losing a lot of Marauders, though. That Colossi so very, very low. Needs one more hit on it to bring it down. Is he going to get it? Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it. QXC using more units right here. Archon is just, oh, wow. It's like, hey, you know what? I can kill a turret. 5 kills for the Archon right now. It's good. It's a hero Archon. We're liking that. We're liking that an awful lot. Economy of QXC about to be devastated right there as the lasers come down on the SCVs who are ill-equipped to deal with fiery death. Look at that one. The command center's going to be brutalized right there, cancelled out of the build. And the orbital command center saying, you know what? I don't want to be anywhere near this. I wasn't built for this. It's not in my job description, damn it. Oh, more units are going to be coming in very, very soon, and QXE is in a bad way right now. Mana's oh, wow. Oh, wow. Look at that, look at that. Ah, yes, the almost undefended, not entirely, but almost undefended natural expansion. Not a natural expansion, that's an unnatural expansion, folks. It's a paranormal expansion. There may be ghosts, and who you going to call? Well, the answer is stalkers. No, let's not do that. Mana, with a force of zealots the likes of which the world has never seen. 11 zealots and 14 stalkers, and 4 colossi as well. Big damage inflicted on QXC's economy, and it shows. Oh, wow, does it show. Look at that. Yeah, look at it. It's just... Ugh. Yeah, folks... We could call this the Terran Recession. That's exactly what it is right now, and Miles Mana is going to be the hedge fund manager that takes full advantage of it. The shield's back up on that Colossi, admittedly, not that they can do an awful lot about the whole of it, but hey, scratches on the paintwork, it gives it character, folks. It gives it character. Ah, wow, this could be the hammer blow that deals massive, unfathomable death. Yeah, you gotta stand up to that. I wouldn't recommend that. You know, just leave right now. Oh, in come the torpedoes there from the Vikings, bringing in their heavy shelling here on the Colossi, but here comes the anti-air fire, and the Vikings don't last more than a few seconds. Big deployment by QXC. Mana not going to be taking too much fire from that one. Sidestorm in the back as well. Big damage on the economy, annihilating that expansion. In comes the torpedoes from the side. Oh, the line is now finally collapsing under sheer weight of numbers from QXC, but still the Colossi reap unfathomable destruction on the lines of QXC. Wow, it's good stuff. 21 kills for that Colossi. Oh, yes, and he takes a refinery with it for good measure, and why not? Is that Archon still up? No, it's a different Archon, never mind, I was going to say. It's like, he has less kills than last time. Still doing fairly well, but look at that. He's trying to hem him in here with a wall of siege tanks. Will it be enough? I'm not entirely convinced, because more reinforcements are coming in from the side, and he could very easily flank that. It is a very limited line. He's trying to defend that expansion as he moves back in once again with another command center to try and get that economy pumping once again. But look at this. From the side, says Miles Mana, I bring your death. I am become death, Colossi of Worlds. Or indeed, War of the Worlds. Yeah, I can't. I'm sorry. I can't just get away from the similarities there. It's just so very, very obvious. Oh, yes. Mouse, Mana. What kind of pain will you inflict on him today, and will it be entertaining? It's looking like it will be. Stalker Blink coming in as well. That would be a good idea, especially against those siege tanks. Blink into the middle, do big damage. It's a simple formula that works very, very well. It's proven by science. A little bit of harassment by QXC is going to be punished by Miles Mana as he chases him down. Oh no, I've got stim. Well, I've got legs. Yes, I have zealot legs. I'm going to charge in, and I'm going to slice you into tiny little pieces. See? Oh, God. Oh, no. Absolutely not, says Miles Mana. I'm not having any of that drop nonsense from you. Thank you very much. More aggression. Miles Mana looking to once again. He's just 1-2 on his opponent, relentlessly pummeling him into submission in the most violent way possible, as only Protoss can. With precision, with lasers, with slicey side blades. It's how they like to roll, folks, and do you really blame them? That is a force for the ages. There are 6 High Templar in there, and they have a lot of energy. What does that mean, folks? That means that this little line right here is dead. There's no question about that if he decides to go for it. He even deploys a sensor tower, because he would absolutely love to know where his opponent is. He's like, well, you know what? I actually don't care if you know where I am, because you can't do anything about it, says Miles Mana. We're going to scan it, have a look around. Will it help? No. Wow, let's vary it up, says Miles Mana. Let's have a couple of Stargates in there as well. Why not? 2 more gateways, because, again, you just can't have too many gateways. Can I make... Jesus Christ, Mana! 10 gateways, ladies and gentlemen! Yes! It's the optimal strategy if you want to be going for that build, if you want to be truly pro. Big laser fire coming in for the Planetary Fortress there, on the Planetary Fortress, but you don't want to get too close to that thing. Heavily armored, big siege cannons that can deal terrible damage, folks. Well, sorry, if he's allowed to build 10 gateways, I'm allowed to say terrible 5 times. It's just the way of it. It's a simple and clean exchange. 13 Stalkers in the army of Miles Mana. His economy. Wow, his economy. Oh, dear. Mass-producing units like a bloody Taiwanese factory right here. It's good. It's very good for him. I just can't see how QXC can get out of this. QXC needs to do something decisive, and he's got 12 siege tanks to try and make that happen. The problem I got with those siege tanks is the amount of damage they're going to take from sustained Psystorm attacks, which is heavy, especially when they're deployed very close together. And, of course, the blinking Stalkers will be able to get into the middle of them, and shelling will come down in the middle of that particular area, and that will not be good for him. No. Not good. Unpleasant, one might say. Mouse Mana looking for an opening. Carriers! Oh, you're so wonderful, Mouse Mana. You're bringing me carriers. What a wonderful Christmas gift. I haven't seen those in ages. Yay, carriers. Actually, that's a great idea. It's a wonderful idea. Think about this for a second. Look what he's got. Wow, look at this. Yeah, a lot of siege tanks. What shall I do? Oh, I'll cover them in bees! Yeah, it sounds like a plan to me. A little bit of harassment there by the Stalkers, taking out a couple of those Vikings. Good idea if you're going to roll in the carriers. I have to wonder whether or not he knows... 4 Stargates! Yes! Yes, Mana, we love it! We love it! 4 Stargates right there. Pumping out many carriers, as you might imagine. Oh, this is getting awesome! It was awesome all the way through, but this is just getting even better. Another Nexus pumping out right here. Wow, the economy of Mouse Mana, look at that. Wow. Putting in almost 1,000 gas. 1,000 gas. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. You know what, Kirksey? What are you going to do to counteract this? Well, he's got an armory coming up, so he might be looking to get some Thors. Might work. Unlikely. I think he's about to get crushed in a horrible, horrible way. What do you reckon, folks? With those carriers in the air to back up that extensive ground force, what do you think he's going to do? Absolutely nothing. Say it again. Simple as that. The one Archon remains. Hanging around in the forces. He's like the mascot of these guys, isn't he? QXC looking for some aggression. He's going to be able to deal some good damage here. Mouse Mana building up cannons. Lots of cannons. They're all going to die, but it doesn't matter, because look what's coming round the side to meet him. Oh, hi, I have carriers. You have marauders. You're dead. You're so horribly dead. Oh, no. Oh, dear, dear, dear. QXC, what are you going to do to counteract that? Well, he does have some Vikings coming out and more on the way. But look at that, Protoss Air Weapons level 2 as well. That affects the bees. Yeah! I didn't know we were playing Brood War. Yeah, damn right. Covered in bees. Yes! QXC from nowhere. Oh, wow. Meeting Doom at the Demise. Doom at the Demise. What the hell is that? Demise of the Doom. Because it just needs to be said twice. Psystorm says no. Psystorm says absolutely not. You're going to be sliced into tiny little kibbles. And you're going to love every last minute of it. Oh, wow, look at how many interceptors are coming in right there. QXC trying to bring his cannons to bear. But it's not going to work because they're still in the air. Oh, wow. The initial force of gateway units was taken down. But so much damage inflicted. And more carriers. 4 more carriers on the way. QXC knows exactly what is coming for him, and can he counteract it? Not really. He's got 6 Vikings in the air, and honestly, it's gotten to the point where all he can really do is build a lot of missile turrets and hope for the best. And you know what? It's not going to work, because that is a lot of carriers and a lot of interceptors to back him up there. 4 more carriers on the way. He's already sitting on 4 of them as it is. He's still got those 6 High Templar available, so anything he tries to dump in the front line is going to die. It's such a great combo, folks. It's a great late-game combo. It's good to see the technology out there finally being rolled into service. You know, it's budget cuts, folks. This is what I blame here. It's budget cuts for the Protoss that you never see carried. You know what? We could build them, but they're just so expensive. We can't really justify it. We have to invest in education and transport networks. We just can't afford to build these expensive war machines anymore. At least that's what the British Army is unfortunately having to suffer. We don't have any carriers anymore either. Thanks, guys! Yes, we're just going to decommission the Ark Royal. Look at how much cash he's got. He just can't build anything else. He's sitting on a massive amount. You know what? You don't earn interest on that, Mana. We're going to need to see some more stuff from you. You have 8 carriers. Please inflict unfathomable destruction with these 8 carriers. If you don't do it, you're doing it wrong. Look at this. Look at this. Covered in bees. Covered in bees. Down you go. That didn't take too long, did it? Oh, wow. QXC... What are you going to do? I think nothing, honestly. I think QXC... will he give up right now? Well, he's probably going to give up once those Vikings go down. He has 16 Vikings in the air. Will there be enough? The initial salvo of siege cannons goes on. There's the Psystorm to eliminate the ground forces. Slicing his way through there. No problem at all. It's looking good. In come the Stim Marauders from the rear. And they eat more Psystorms. Huge amounts of shelling. Good game, he says. And QXC loses it to Mana. Oh, carriers. Yay. Enthusiasm for carriers. Big fan of that one. Nicely played there. Mana up 2-1 in this series presented to you by SteelSeries and StarCraftSource.com. Can I get a drink yet? That sounds like a plan. Wow. That's what I like to see. Mana incredibly entertaining in that battle. Big fan of that. Okay. Right, I'm just going to take a brief break to make sure that everything's okay, so we'll switch over to this so you can't see my screen. There we go. Good, good, good. Is everything alright? God, I hope so. Yep, seems to be. I just want to check that there's no problems with the stream at the moment. Yes, I am frapsing absolutely everything, so you don't need to worry about that. Yeah, broadcast seems to be good. Yeah, it will be a bit laggy. It's not really a big deal. Yep, looking good. Looking good at the minute. Oh, right. Well, would you like more games? I'm thinking you'd like more games. Would you like more games? Yes, yes, you would. You would love some more games. Right. Let's play some more games. Sounding like a plan. Oh, yeah. You know, I need to set up hotkeys for this. There we go. Eventually, I'm going to make a looping thing. It's going to have music. It's going to be awesome. Yeah, it's going to be really pro. But I don't have the time right now, and I'm a terrible video editor. So we're just going to have to deal with that for the moment. Delicious. Okay. Right. We have more replays for you. The series is not over. QXC for America. Down 1-2 versus the European Mana. Potentially, this could be the final match. Could be clinched here for Europe. We'll find out. Let's go into our wonderful box of replays, shall we? On the Jungle Basin, ladies and gentlemen. Are you ready for more Shoutcraft? God, I hope so, because I am. Let's prepare for ponage. Here we go. QXC spawning in the bottom right of this particular level. He's got himself a nice, stylish purple base. This is the Jungle Basin. And in the top left, what we have here is Mao's Mana with his red Protoss. APM, vitally important. 500 APM, and why not? Clicky, clicky. Good stuff. You know what? I have to wonder if he's just randomly hammering keys, honestly. Look at how many times he's clicking. See, he's clicking, selecting all sorts of different things. It's wonderful. Ooh, right. Okay. Mao's Mana. Are you going to build a pylon? Sounds exciting. I'm thrilled by this. QXC, supply depot on 10 supply. Not a huge surprise there, honestly. There you go. And out that one goes, building his SCV once again. Now, I have to wonder if QXC is going to fall for the same problem he did in the last game, which is not to apply the aggression. I think that being on the defensive against Mana is a terrible idea, as demonstrated by Mana, because Mana is not afraid to build units that you wouldn't otherwise see. Oh, it's carriers! Well, you know what? I'm not actually used to having carriers. Oh, yeah, and I'm supposed to have a bloody replay bar. There we go, there we go. Fixed, folks. Sorry about that. Anyway. Carriers. Many carriers, many wonderful, fantastic carriers, which is not really what you set up to counter in your average game. Well, you know what? He might build carriers, so I better build a counter to that. Oh, wait, no, actually, they almost never do that, because carriers are... You know, I like carriers. I think carriers are a great unit, a very entertaining unit, but they're not exactly in favour. Let me put it that way. They're very pricey. Arguably not as effective as Void Rays. Void Rays, very precise thing, and not all that expensive. Plus, you can bring them out much earlier for harassment. Takes a big investment to go into carriers, just kind of like it does to go to a mothership. But arguably, you know, at least a mothership actually has a very decisive role, whereas a carrier, not necessarily. They're good, though. There's no doubt about that. They are really, really nice. Simon X Score coming in for Mao's Mana as he's scattered by QXC, who, you know what, is just maybe having a cordial little greeting to his friend, the Protoss over here. Welcome to the jungle. We've got fun and games. We've got everything you want, and, well, we're going to gun down your pro. It doesn't rhyme, I know, but with a Terran, we don't really care. We're not really into that. Hillbilly Terrans, nah, not really big into this whole rap thing. Okay, QXC with a tech lab early on, and a single refinery there. We're looking for more Marauder pressure early on in the game. We'll find out very soon, because he now has the money to build the factory. Is he going to build the factory? No, he's not. There we go. 2 barracks looking for Marauder pressure. It's a good switch up for this level. It's not a huge run from point to point. Actually, it's quite a small map, as you can see right here. Not the biggest in the world, by any stretch. A very standard opening strategy for Mana. Not building 10 gateways yet. He'll wait for that later. Mana chases QXC's SCV around. No, come back! I'm lonely, he says. He has no friends. He'll have a sentry soon, but sentries are robots and are terrible, terrible dinner conversation. They're very bad house guests as well, honestly. Entirely rude, completely lacking in manners. Robotics facility coming up right here for Mana. Very quick indeed, and it is a good counter, of course, to that Marauder pressure. Will QXC persist in this? He's looking to do so. Reactor coming up right there. Marines, Marauders. I say if he goes a little bit heavier into Marines, obviously with the Reactor, which is what he's looking to do, then yes, he'll be able to counter those Immortals and he'll be able to beat them down. Of course, this very early robotics facility could also mean that he's going right the way into his robotics bay. What does a robotics bay give you, ladies and gentlemen? Yes, absolutely. It gives you the wonders of the Colossi, which will slice their way through that very effectively, and Mana uses his Colossi very, very well. Extremely well. First Observer coming out. Not that he really needs it this time around. His opponent is not going through straight to the Cloaked Banshees early on in the game, so it's nice to have nonetheless, though. Now, Observers are really, really neat. They're good units to have. They're not especially expensive, so yeah, why not build an Observer? Get an eye on what your opponent is doing. Right now, it's Marines Marauders, the basic sandwich, the bread and butter of the Terran forces right here. Got 3 Marines, he's got 4 Marauders, he's got a lot more on the way. Mana is expanding, building another Nexus over here. Not having to worry about that yet, but QXC could get aggressive. Starport coming up, though. Straight through, factory through to Starport. Pretty rapid about that. Reactor coming up for that. Well, there's a reason for that. Building a reactor to do a swap around. This is what is called M and M and M. Now, again, not a Terran rap star. M and M and M is, in fact, the Marines, Marauders, and Medivac strategy, which will work okay until his opponent builds Colossi, at which point it stops working okay, but yeah, there you go. It also brings into the fray the idea of dropship tactics, which means you're looking to drop things into the back of the base and do big damage with that. These quick lightning strikes. They are effective. QXC massing his forces right here. Here comes that robotics bay from Mana. Held back a little bit till he could get his expansion there, and he'll be building 4 gas pretty shortly, simply for the purpose of pumping those out. But there you go. See, Mana has scouted that, and he is aware of what's coming out. He knows exactly what's coming. Marines, Marauder, Medivac is the order of the day, and a initial force moving out with some aggression right here, looking to do some damage. What have we got here? We've got 12 Marines. We have 6 Marauders and more on the way, backed up by 2 Medivacs. They're going to be repulsed by 5 Stalkers, 3 Sentries, and a Zealot. Or more accurately, they aren't going to be repulsed by that. That's going to fail. What he can do, at least, is use the Sentry to block off that ramp and hold him back for a little bit of time. You'll notice on the Jungle Basin, the natural expansion is really, really easy to defend. Why? Because the only way in is via the base right here or through the air. So it's very limited in terms of what you can do. But he does have 2 Medivacs, so he's going to be able to drop in right there. A significant force is now standing in the defense, looking for 5 of those. He moves around. There's the pickup. 2 drop. There you go. Not going to be good enough, though. Doesn't quite have the numbers. Or does he? Additional warp in right there, so that force is going to get crushed pretty quickly. A nice defense there by Mana. It's going to be a standing fight. QXC knows he can't get out of there, because if he does, he's going to lose units. And he actually lost unit. I'll try that one again. He lost units in the dropship right there, which was unfortunate for him. And he didn't have anything to follow up with. He could have used that as a decoy and then run in there, but he just didn't have the unit. So that was a unfortunate loss for him. QXC looking to attack that, and he actually managed to take the robotics bay down, but not quick enough for the Colossi. There you go. A single Colossus has come out. But he's going to have to rebuild that robotics bay before he gets any more. So that could be a limiting factor there for Mana's combat effectiveness. In the meantime, Vikings coming out to counter that single Colossi. Slicing up that Marauder. Doesn't even really get a shot off, honestly. Splashes off the shields of the Zealot. No big threat there. Marine says, no, please, not me. I have a wife and children. Do we care? Mana is a cruel and very, very, very unpleasant individual when it comes to brutalizing lone Marines. So unfortunate. But hey, you know, the lesson here is don't send out lone Marines if you don't want them to be splattered by Stalkers. Here comes the aggression. Can he repulse it? He probably can, honestly. With that Viking fire coming in, he's driving away the Colossi, which is the big linchpin of that force. He loses a Viking. Here we go once again. The thing is, QXC can pump out big numbers. A little bit of micromanagement there, doing a little bit of a dance around. Mouse Mana, is he confident enough that he can go in there and inflict big damage? I'm not convinced about that. A Medivac coming in to back it up, and another Viking. Wants to bring that Colossus down. If he can do that, that's going to give him a lot of confidence to push in. Siege Tank coming in to back it up as well. Here comes the force from the rear. A nice split up there with the sentries. And unfortunately for him, Mouse Mana is inflicting horrendous casualties on that small force of Marines and Marauders. More pumping out right here. Mouse Mana needs reinforcements, though. He doesn't have a proxy pylon. That force is being slightly whittled down. The Colossi taken out right there. There we go. That's good. That's good. Mouse Mana's being forced to retreat with a pull-off from the mineral line with those SCVs. He's going to have to get the hell out of there, and he managed to pick off a Stalker for good measure. So he's inflicted good casualties there, and indeed, QXC is catching up. He is almost at the same level there. Not an awful lot in it. 225 minerals, like 275 minerals. Learn to count Totalbiscuit in this particular game. Okay. What is the counter? Well, Mana's going to go for the variety pack approach. He's got a Twilight Council coming in right here, and another Colossus to replace the one that unfortunately fell in combat. What is he going to do with that? Well, we're looking once again maybe for Zealot Charge and Stalker Blink. QXC relying once again on those Marines Marauders, but he's going to back them up with Medivacs and Siege Tanks right now. Doesn't have too many Siege Tanks, though. He's got the Siege Tech coming in. Does he have the money for it? Let's have a look at the economy, folks. What's going on with that? Well, the economy of the two is, well, QXC is ahead, but only just. He's got an expansion rolling. As a direct result of those mules, he is a little bit ahead right there. But Mouse Mana actually has more harvesters, so technically his economy is looking a little bit stronger right now. A drop, yes indeed, a drop of Marines looking for some aggression. In the meantime, Mouse Mana with a small expeditionary force of Stalkers. Can he find anything? Well, they could blow up a few things with it, so you can't really complain there. Here it comes. Here's the drop around the side right there. How much economic damage can 8 Stim Marines inflict? The answer is, if there isn't a lot of defense, an awful lot. He might be able to take out the robotics facility, but I'm thinking that's fairly unlikely considering the proximity of the defensive forces, so I think he's going to go for the mineral line with this one. There we go, and round it comes. The silent threat sneaking in from the rear. It is QXC's Medivac with 8 very, very angry Marines. There's the drop in from the rear and looking for economic damage. The gun's firing quickly. Not too good, though. He's able to push Mana's forces away. Takes a few probes with it, so it's going to delay it, but there you go. Here come the Stalkers. That's not enough Stalkers to do it, especially not with Medivac backup. A single Stalker already taken out. Needs the reinforcements from the rear. Here comes the Colossus. Needs to pick up and get the hell out of there. Needs to run. Needs to run. Oh, God. Oh, God. The humanity of it all. Taken out. Nice catch there by Mana. So not all that effective a drop at all. And indeed, that pushes Mana way, way ahead in terms of units lost, in terms of the comparison between the two there. Look at that. Look at how much QXC lost from that versus what Mana lost. It wasn't necessarily worthwhile. Mana moving out to a second expansion right here. There you go. He's got a good force of that. Oh, no! Oh, no! It's a drop! It's a nice catch there by QXC, coming in seemingly unseen. And Mouse Mana's going to lose an awful lot of probes right here. They're not going to be able to get away from that. There's the pickup. Grabs 1, 2, 3, and 4. Looks for the stim to get some more. Can he do it? Well, no, he can't, because he just doesn't quite have that backup. Well, he's backed into a corner. Oh, God, he can't get away. It's a massacre. Standing and fighting. They can't do anything at all. Oh, no. Oh, dear. That was a good catch right there. Nice movement there by QXC. And he's not letting up here, but this is going to end up in an unpleasant fashion. Loses the dropship. And he's going to lose the Marauders as well. And he doesn't even take a single Stalker with him. So not really worthwhile. Thing is, he didn't really have too much of an option right there. He was hemmed in from all sides. He would have taken Stalker fire if he tried to escape. What's QXC doing right now? QXC trying to apply continued pressure to Mana. Will he be able to do it? Uh-oh. Yes. We've seen it before, and we'll see it again. Oh, man. Mana is an absolute beast. Yes, he is a beast with those Psy Storms, and that's what's coming in, folks. He already has 4 up, and he's even got the energy upgrade coming in right there. The K-Darin Amulet. Here comes the pain. Here's the movement from the side, looking once again for drop strategy. He's got 3 Marauders. He's also going to put in 2 of those. Is he going to be able to assassinate those High Templar? He might try. Oh, feedback! No! Oh, wow! Yeah, not happening. Not happening. No. Oh, wow, unbelievable. Again, bear that in mind. That Medivac had so much energy. Suddenly, pop! Gone. Wonderful use of feedback there by Mana, and QXC is a little bit upset by that, I would imagine. Moving in a force of Stalkers with Colossi backup and a couple of High Templar for good measure. Zealot Legs upgrade, also known as Charge, coming in on its way. Ooh, wow. Big aggression coming in from the side. Stim, Marines, and Marauders looking to take out that expansion. Will they do it? Yes, they will. They'll take it, and they're looking to establish a beachhead on that particular area. Will they get it? In the meantime, Miles Mana's forces being slowed up by a couple of sacrificial lambs right there, but finally pushing his way in, looking to get a sentry. Doesn't really do too much with it, I'm afraid. Force field's not effective on open ground like this, and QXC able to pull back, inflicting significant losses there on Mana. Mana loses a base, and that's going to cause him a few problems. Look at that, couple of Vikings coming in for harassment from the side. What's he going to do with it? Is he going to drop them to the ground? Yes, he can, but they're going to be taken out by the Stalkers, so it doesn't really matter in any way, shape, or form. QXC pulling back to his base to make sure nothing actually ends up happening, and the forces of Mao's Mana are... Where the hell are they, actually? There we go. I was going to say they've run away! Yes, the forces of Mao's Mana have gone to the bar. GG, good game. They can't be arsed. Mao's Mana still looking in a strong position. However, if QXC is able to effectively expand, which is what he's looking to do right now, then his economy could get rolling once again. Look at that, though. QXC is a little bit behind, but he's got way, way more harvesters available. And Mao's Mana moving over the force of Stalkers, and he's also got some Colossi right there. Sacrificial Lamb taken out. A lot of mobility in the forces of QXC, though, thanks to Stim and thanks to those Medivacs. So he's going to try and engage him on his terms. Does he have the firepower necessary? Well, the dropships are moving in right there to attack, and Mao's Mana pushing his way back into that force, inflicting initial damage. He's actually blocked himself in right there, but he is able to take a good chunk of them. What there? Oh, he doesn't want to drop anywhere near those High Templar, and he knows it. There you go. Psystorm 1 and 2. Not so effective this time, though. Oh, no! Delayed on the third one. It's a good catch, but still loses the High Templar. QXC in the mineral line, and he's having an all-you-can-eat buffet right there. In the meantime, we've got a battle coming on right here, and the Marauders of QXC have been taken apart by Mao's Mana's exceptional force right here. That's an awful lot of High Templar backing him up right there. Do you want to see the damage? Yes, you do. Command center being taken apart. Oh, it's up in the air. He doesn't care because the Stalkers... Oh, actually, no. He's not going to do it. He's not going to be able to do it. He doesn't have the firepower for it. Once again, skirmish is going on right here with the dropships. 2 dropships moving in and doing significant damage there. But the thing is, this economy, really not an awful lot going on here anyway, so he's not too bothered about that. Not able to take out any significant tech buildings. So, actually, did he... No, he didn't. No, he didn't. He didn't take out anything worthwhile. So, there you go. It's a good economic damage, but like I said, those probes are pretty much nearing the end of their lifespan anyway. Their warranty has expired, so you don't really care. You know, you try and sell them on eBay, no one wants to buy them, and you end up just giving them away as free gifts. And those are terrible gifts, folks. Don't buy probes for your family at Christmas, but do buy Vikings if you want to blow up some Colossi. Nice Blick, catches 1. Is he going to get any more? No, he's not. It's not really a good trade, is it? Takes a Viking for a Colossi right there. Big firepower coming in from the Viking long-shot torpedoes. More aggression coming in as Mao's Mana says, I would like to take your orbital command to dinner. Unfortunately, by dinner, I mean I'm going to eat it. There you go, it's on fire. Look at that, though. Mule drop right underneath it, looking for a repair. There you go, it's a sneaky sneak. He's not going to get it. He's not going to get it. Oh, wow. And a wall of zealots moving in right here. Takes down 1 bucket, takes on 2. Chain guns blazing as we charge in on the Vikings. Blink around the rain, and a Psystorm at the back as well. It's nasty, it's messy, it's brutal, and really, honestly, Mao's Mana is relying entirely on a huge... Oh, wow! There you go, folks. That's it. That's it. QXC, good game. And Mao's Mana takes this series 3-2-1. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Mao's Mana, what a player. Excellent, excellent play there from all fronts. I'm sorry, I don't know if we can find this again. Maybe we can. I'm going to try and do this right here. I'm going to have to move this bloody thing out of the way. There we go. I want to find this one particular move because, oh, wow, that was just absolutely incredible. Where was it? Around here, maybe? That's the dropship. Well, that was a nice drop right there. It was around here somewhere anyway. I can't really bloody find it, can I? It's gone. It's left me. Well, he's just built that, so it must be around here somewhere, because it was the first drop he attempted, wasn't it? I've got to find this bloody thing. There we go. Accelerate, accelerate. Come on, build this High Templar. I know you want to. Speed! I like the siege drop right. They didn't actually do anything whatsoever. Oh god, my game is grinding to a halt. It doesn't matter how good a computer you have, folks. If you are trying to run these replays at like 8 times speed, it is going to cause problems. Look at this. There you go. Oh, yes, 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 yes. We want to see it again in slow motion. Of course we do. Hi, guys. I'm a Medivac. Not anymore. good game, ladies and gentlemen, presented to you by SteelSeries and, of course, StarCraft-Source.com. QXC versus Mouse Mana right here on Shoutcraft. Good series. Really good series. Some great games coming out of this. I'm a big, big fan of them. Now, you know what? Now that we've done that, it's looking pretty likely that we're going to be having a look at the UK Diamond Cup. So, if you give me a few minutes break, folks, that would be absolutely wonderful. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight into that, and we can have a look and see what's available. Some live games, folks. That's what you're after, isn't it? Now, those of you who are wondering, what's the little red counter in the corner, Totalbiscuit? That would be fraps. Yes, I can fraps, and I can stream at the same time now. It's absolutely wonderful. Which means that all of these games go up in 720p on my YouTube channel. So stream lag doesn't matter. What a wonderful, wonderful world of technology we live in here. Ah, yes, big fan of that. Just tuned in. Welcome to the show. It's going pretty well so far. I feel I'm having a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys are as well. I do need to take, I think, a couple of minutes break just so I can recuperate after that one. Long games, folks. Really, really long games. No doubt about that. Can I play you some music in the meantime? I can, actually. Now, Justin TV hates it when I play copyright stuff. So, what I will do is I'll play something that I have permission to use. Ah, yes. Let's see what we have. I will be back very soon, folks. Don't worry about that. I'm not going for too long. We're not going to play World of Warcraft music. You probably wouldn't appreciate that. And I'd love to play this, but I don't have permission. I can't play it on that. I can get my stream banned. What I can play is some awesome, awesome Frank Lepaki. Yeah, I'm thinking we build some Bulldozer and possibly the Reaping there as well. Right, I'm going to take a quick break, folks, while this music plays. I'm hoping this is actually the right... I think it is, anyway. And I'll be back in just a few short minutes' time, and we'll hopefully be sorting out some UK Diamond Cup for you right here on the Shoutcraft live stream. Thanks for tuning in, and I will be back in just a few short minutes. That means switch over to scene 2, you useless lump. There you go. Fantastic. Ah, yes, indeed, folks. Welcome back to Shoutcraft right here on this particular live stream over on Justin TV, and also available on my YouTube channel when I get the chance to actually upload them, which should be fairly soon, I would think. Well, I'll be going on for as long as I possibly can today with this particular cast. I don't know how long that's going to be. Yes, I know, I need to loop this bloody thing. I don't think there's an option for that, actually. Is there an option for this? Can I loop it? Short answer is no, by the looks of it. Shame. If I added it over and over again, that would work. Whatever. Anyway, the purpose of this particular show is to entertain. Looking to present some stuff in a very no jargon, very low analysis kind of way. So if you're into the big stuff and the advanced stuff, it's probably not for you. It's not the demographic I'm shooting for here, but hey, hopefully you guys are having a lot of fun with it. In the meantime, we have more replays for you. So, the current state of the UK Diamond Cup is that I'm going to be waiting for some games from them. In the meantime, I'm going to cast some more from the EU versus US tournament. I have a number of wonderful, wonderful games for you. Would you like to see some Duckload Raw, ladies and gentlemen? Would you like to see a long-ass Duckload Raw versus Machine game? I'm sure you would. So that's what we're going to do, folks. We're going to do Duckload Raw versus Machine. And it's going to be entertaining. Okay, let's get my replay bar back up. There is it. What the bloody hell did he go? I think I moved it around as well, which is not going to be too helpful. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to load up the game, and I'm going to make sure the replay bar's in place, because I don't want to spoil it or anything. You should just see a sort of starter screen at the minute. So, is this in place? Yeah, looks fairly good. Okay, that should be good. Right. Ah! No. When I press P, I mean pause, not properties, you insufferable fool. Right. I think we're good, folks. I think we are good. Checking mic levels. Yep. Check, check, check. We're good on that. Sound is good. We need to switch over to the actual game, which I'm going to be doing right now. There we go. Fantastic. Okay, folks, if you're ready for more StarCraft than I am as well, let's get it on right here. Duckload Raw, a.k.a. White Raw, versus the one and only Machine. Kicking it off in 3, 2, 1. Yes, indeed, folks, welcome to Shoutcraft, bringing you this series from the Europe vs. America tournament, sponsored by SteelSeries and StarCraft-Source.com. Duckload Raw, a.k.a. White Raw, in the red trunks, playing Protoss to the west of the map right here, and pretty close. It's, of course, the one and only Machine, playing the stylish Pink Zerg over here. Yes, indeed. Welcome to the SteelSeries tournament, as says Toss. It's a handy replay, that. You know, if I could just have someone say that in every one, that would avoid me having to say it, which would be absolutely wonderful. Hey, whatever. You know, it's very important to make sure that your sponsors are happy, folks. Has to happen. If you don't do that, you're doing it wrong. There we go. Fantastic. Very important. Sponsors are the lifeblood of esports. If you don't have them, and if you annoy them, then they tend to not give you money, which is problematic when you're looking for a solid pro scene. Okay, White Raw, what are you going to build? Are you going to build me a pylon? Sounds exciting. I'm happy about that. What are you going to build next? 2 Overlords popping out here for... Okay, we've got 2 Overlords machined, and he's going to have a look and see what he can see skating on over. So very, very casual about the whole affair. These are what I like to call the Candy Floss Overlords. The nice little pink mist going on right there. Or there could be Glade plug-in Overlords, which would be a little odd. It's air freshener, Zerg air freshener. Anything wrong with that? Well, probably. I imagine it doesn't really go so well for the sensors of the Terran, but hey, it's Protoss. They probably can't smell anyway. Do Protoss have noses? That's a good question. I don't know this, and I'm going to find out once he builds an actual Zealot. In the meantime, he's got a single assimilator coming up with a gateway, so no big surprises there. And his opponent, instead of deciding to go with a fast expansion, which is when you expand fast, folks. Shocking, I know. He might be building one right now, though. You never know. He's looking for it, possibly. Yes. Going to build one after his spawning pool and not before. Sometimes you'll go straight in there, but it's a little bit risky considering how close they are on this particular map. And, of course, early Zealot aggression could put a swift end to that one, so you might want to avoid it. Oh, yes, actually, there we go. Does he have a nose? He doesn't have a nose! See, so they can't actually smell the Zerg air freshener, so there you go. Simon X core being set up right here, and it's a good setup as well. You notice that he is creating a very narrow choke point in which he can pop a Zealot to try and block things off, but it's not going to stop Machine from having a look-see in his base. He's already looking around with an Overlord, and he's got a probe in there for good measure. So, it's not a probe. What the hell am I talking about? That's a drone. It's the same thing, folks. Just one of them looks like some kind of demented flatfish, and the other one looks like a little chibi anime robot. Ugh, chibi anime robots. How do they work? Looking for a chase-off right here. 2 Zerglings, says Machine. I will build 2 Zerglings. And I might follow them off with some more Zerglings. And I want to take your probe, because the probe stole the minerals. I'll have to wonder what the prison sentence is for stealing 5 minerals. Mandatory 25 to life, perhaps, in the Zerg prisons. And by 25 to life, I mean I'm just going to eat you. They don't really go in for real justice over there, honestly. It's not high up their priority list. Are we going to get some early game aggression here from White Rat? It's not looking all that likely. I mean, he does have a single Zealot out there to look around and see if he can do any real damage to his opponent, which right now he's not doing a huge amount of, I must say. At least manages to take a Zergling out for it, so that's not bad. But here comes the nice placement of, yes indeed, the Spine Crawler, which will slice up that Zealot if it decides to go anywhere near. Which it might. He's sending in a probe to take the initial hit from that. So, not going to be a problem, but then he hasn't got his Spine Crawler up at the minute anyway. Put a bit of aggression on that Queen. Can't really do the damage to it, though, at the moment. The probe's getting driven off. Into the middle line goes the Zealot. Is he going to be able to take it out? Not with the backup of the drones, he certainly isn't. Good damage in there to the Queen, but the Queen's going to be protected by her loyal drones. Look at that nice little bit of micromanagement there, dancing those drones around. Oh, he needs to get away. Queen needs to get the hell away. Oh, there you go. Splat, says the Spine Crawler. We're not having any of that nonsense, thank you very much. Always took it. If he had a little bit more backup, that Queen would have been devastated, especially if he had 2 Zealots up there, but it's not going to happen. There you go, Metabolic Boost. It's the speed upgrade coming in for those little Zerglings. That will help him a little bit here, but look at that. I mean, it's a nice little setup. It's going to be difficult to stream Speedlings in there. That said, it will help him in catching his opponent out in the open and doing big damage to him there. Lair upgrade coming up right here for Machine. This is in for the long haul by the looks of it. Forces pretty evenly matched right now. Ra with his expansion as well, setting up for some long-term economics. He's also got a forge coming up. Why would he build his forge there? Well, again, looking to restrict the movement of incoming Zerg. 3 Zerglings coming around are going to have a little bit of a peek, and they're going to be torn apart by those sentries right now. Building a lot of sentries, why is he doing that? Well, it's a fairly common strategy if you are building a expansion this early on in the game. You build some sentries, and the sentries will help you out there, will allow you to restrict the movement of your opponent and prevent harassment. It's very useful. Oh no, Zergling. I'm thinking no. That's a nasty little stain there. It's going to take a while to get out. Duckload Ra moving in with aggression. He's got 4 Stalkers and 4 Sentries up against 5 Zerglings and a Spine Crawler. A second one is on its way. There's a Queen sitting there as well. Oh, he's got a second one there already. There you go. Bit of ranged harassment. Try to bring it down. Can he do it? Not with the Speedlings around there. But the question is, it comes down really to Duckload Ra's ability to block off those Speedlings using those force fields. And let's be honest, this is Ra we're talking about. Ra is pretty good at what he does, so I wouldn't worry too much about that, which is why Machine's not bothering to chase him with those Zerglings. He knows exactly what's going to be happening. He's going to get himself trapped in an unfortunate situation and get gunned down by those ranged units. Here comes the Forge, folks, with an upgrade. Why do you take that? Well, it's pretty simple, because it allows you to kill Zerglings much faster. Robotics facility going up there as well. Ra is really playing a little bit of SimCity right here. You can see he's not even bothering to build here. Wants to protect that expansion with everything he possibly can, and that involves using buildings as well. Machine looking for a little bit of aggression, but he's not going to find it, let's be honest. He's not going to be able to slide his way in there. He's going to need an awful lot more firepower than that. Roach is on their way with Glial Reconstruction. Give him a little bit of speed. And we've also got Twilight Council coming up for Duckload Ra. What's the economy looking like right now? Pretty equal, honestly. Not too bad at all on either side. Ra and Machine are both sitting on, as far as I can tell, 2 gas at the moment. But they do have more on the way. There we go. Machine with his roaches, ready to pounce. Glial Reconstruction and Burrow very soon. Once he gets those tunneling claws, he'll be able to sneak underneath his opponent and do massive damage that way. Wow, look at Machine's creep. He really is going all out with spreading that, isn't he? Not too bad at all. Small force of Zerglings hanging out there looking to avoid any kind of flanking attack. You could potentially sneak in there and do a lot of damage, but EG Machine looking to head his way in there with 16 roaches. It's a lot of firepower, folks. It might do the job. He's sitting up against 10 Stalkers and 4 Sentries. It's going to be heavy casualties on either side. 20 on the way as well, and he'll be able to back them up with Speedlings. Ra's going to have to do an awful lot to defend against this. The Speedlings are very limited in the way that they can move. The defense is set up in a very, very cautious manner, and that Forge upgrade just in there. A little bit of bad timing there from Machine as he comes in right there. He wants to take out the pylon. Is he going to get it? Shields are down on the pylon. Another volley will take it out. Doesn't want to risk it, though. There's a lot of Stalker firepower backing him up right there. That's going to do a lot of damage to those roaches, so he's going to back off for the time being. It's a shame, actually. He could have taken that pylon with very minimal risk, and as you can see right here, that would have actually shut that Forge down. But there you go. A little bit too late to avoid the upgrade, nonetheless. Forces moving backwards. Ra trying to drive away those Overlords, doing a good job of it. Doesn't want any of those nasty little critters in his base. Regardless of whether or not he can smell them, they're just nasty. Hydralisks coming up for Machine as well. The Hydras will tear through those Stalkers in a very effective and efficient manner. Question is, what is Ra going to do to counteract that? He's mostly relying on Stalkers and Sentries right now. Can he simply outnumber his opponent? Really, no, honestly, not right now. But look at that, second expansion, really... Not gonna happen, says Machine. No, I think not, so I'm just going to borrow one of those right here. We'll dump a pylon there for good measure. It's a sneaky little play. Look at that, you got one there as well. Very, very good. Machine manages to restrict the expansion of his opponent, and Ra's probably a little annoyed by that. Do you blame him? Do you blame him? Machine, that is a potent attack force. Look at what he's got. He has 24 roaches, he's got 10 hydras, and he's got 16 zerglings to back them up. A lot of aggression. A very dangerous force. He's going to outnumber Ra very significantly here, and he has a good mix. He'll be able to deal with it. He's also got 2 evolution chambers coming up, and a spire. Upgrades are on their way, folks. Initial scanning force of Speedlings taking casualties. Ducklord Ra uses his blink right there to take out a couple more, but he didn't show. This is the critical thing here. Machine did not show the bulk of his forces to Ducklord Ra, and Ducklord Ra is not entirely sure. I mean, look at that. He doesn't have an awful lot of scouting right there, so he's not sure, but here's the meat. Oh, yes, and Ducklord Ra, this can only go one way. Ducklord Ra realizes that, attempts to back off to a defensible position. Does he have anything to flank it with? No, he really does not, so big damage coming in right here. Stalker nailed down near the statue. Flanking attack coming in, and additional warping. Blink right into the middle there. Good focus fire. This is just an absolute massacre on both sides right there. The sentry shields are able to take a lot of damage away from those hydralisks. It's good stuff. More warpings coming in right here, but slowly but surely Ducklord Ra's forces are being nailed down. It's good sentry play, able to at least eliminate a little bit of the ranged firepower there, and good blink once again by Ducklord Ra. Good casualties on both sides, or indeed bad casualties on both sides, but Ducklord Ra's lost an awful lot more so far, and that's going to not play in his favour at all. Corruptors on their way, folks. Corruptors. Corruptors? What are you doing with them? Well, I can think of a few things. No aircraft coming out right now, so that can only really mean one thing. We're going to build them simply for the sake of going straight into Broodlords, but he doesn't have a hive right now. Does he have the money for a hive right now? He does have the money for a hive right now. Is he looking for a hive upgrade right now? Not yet. He's still got his lair right there, so not until he feels safe, I would imagine. Templar Archives coming up. That'll be good. No doubt about that. Psystorm's in a nice big bunch of those. Bearing in mind, Hydralisks don't actually have that much in terms of HP. They're pretty glass cannonish. You know, they're just like giant squidgy marines, really. That's all I can say. Force of Hydralisks versus a force of Stalkers. That would be messy for the Hydralisks, but additional backup coming in from a small contingent of Roaches right there looking for harassment. This will be good, this will be good. A lot of big firepower coming in, but once again, Ra with 21 Stalkers flanking in from the side, inflicting big damage on the Roaches right there. Needs a lot more firepower than that, and the full force of the Hydralisks being brought to bear on the Stalkers, but it's not good, actually. Ducklord Ra has the numbers right now, and good management is bringing down those Hydras very, very fast indeed. The shields are holding, no doubt about that. It'll blink straight into the middle. They're not escaping, folks, no doubt about that. Machine's going to lose all of them, and a lot of damage inflicted to Ducklord Ra's forces, but he is almost able to equalize there by taking out a large force of there. No, we're not going to have a changeling in the middle of that. That would just be ridiculous. I don't recall building a zealot right here. Huh. Right, okay, Corruptors. What are you going to do with Corruptors? What are you going to do when they come for you, in fact? Well, like I say, is he looking for that upgrade all the way through? He could be. Bear in mind, to get that, he needs the infestation pit. He can't build it without the infestation pit. He was a little bit late on that. He does have the money for it, though, certainly. So if he pumps out some more of those, he could bring some Broodlords to bear. That would be pretty dangerous against Duckload Ra. Like I said, I don't really see Broodlords deployed all that much. They are very pricey. They're often the go-to weapon when your Terran player is just entrenched and can't be asked to go anywhere. So you just break out the Broodlords. Expansion-wise, you'll also notice that EG Machine has nailed 2 more, so he is expanding with great gusto right here. That one finally taken out. He's able to get rid of that single little Zergling. A counter-attack here by Ra. Wants to... Yes, there we go. Take out that Overlord. That's good stuff. And that will... Ooh, yes, he has managed to supply block him right there. No more forces coming in right there, but the Blink being used to great effect. Look at the harassment right there. He's going for those evolution chambers, looking to cancel that research. Looking to get 1. He takes 1. But here come the reinforcements. And the thing is, Duckload will be able to blink right out of that. There you go. Minimal losses. And he's able to take out at least 1 of those evolution chambers and cancel 1 of the upgrades. It's a shame it wasn't all that far in. He's got his High Templar moving in to back them up. There's the Hive upgrade. Are we going to see those Broodlords? Well, we don't have too many up right yet. Only 2 so far, so maybe not too many. There you go. More blink and aggression going in on that expansion. But here comes the Swarm from the side. Doesn't want to let that one go away. Oh, no sirree. He's got Stalkers. He's got Corruptors in the air. I have to wonder if they're just to absorb a little bit of extra damage there for the time being. He took a few shots there from the Stalkers. Take a little bit of that DPS on something that can take it and doesn't have to worry too much about that. There you go. Hive is on its way and it will be up in 40 seconds time. He has showed his Corruptors to his opponent, so I have to wonder if that was a deliberate move and he might instead decide to go for Ultralisks, which could be a reasonable bet against his opponent right now. What is his opponent doing? Well, Ra's falling back and trying to simply build up his economy right now. See, he's got a nice selection right there in terms of his Stalkers mixed up with some Zealots right there. More aggression coming in right here from Machine. Oh, look at that. There's the Psystorm dealing massive damage. 1, 2, and 3 slicing their way through large forces and contingents of Hydralisks. Machine takes big damage right there, and he's still trying to hold up, and another Psystorm takes a massive chunk out of the line. There's the Blink to finish them off. Oh, wow. Yeah, nicely done. Nicely done indeed. Can he take some Corruptors with him? Yes, he can take 1. Can he take 2? He's looking to do it. Yes, he can. There you go. No Broodlords for you today, he says. However, what have we got? Well, we've got Ventral Sacs, so we're looking for some Overlord drops. Yes, indeed. Pick him up with the Overlord, drop him into the base, do some big damage. Ra's not going to let that happen. No, he's going to counter-attack, absolutely. Why wouldn't he? Those Hydras are dead. Yep, here come the reinforcements to try and back them up. He doesn't want to face off against that many roaches. Do you really blame him? He's got 30 on the ground. They're not all there. Some of his contingents actually hanging around here. You'll notice the Overlords right there, and he's waiting for the Ventral Sacs upgrade to complete. Great Aspire is coming up, so he's going to look for some Broodlords. After losing those initial Corruptors, I had my doubts there, but considering how long this game's going on, having something like a Siege Breaker like that would be a good idea. Here we go, looking for a surround right here. So you've got Hydras waiting, just waiting, but it's a nice move there because he's able to slip between the 2 forces and use his superior mobility to get that effect. But those roaches move so incredibly fast now with the upgrade, especially on creep. He has the harassment on the mineral line, but he's going to lose those Stalkers right there. He's surrounded from all sides. Can he get away? Can he get away? Look at how many! Look at how much damage! So many Stalkers lost there. He's able to sneak away, and I think as well he manages to spot those Overlords as he goes past. So maybe he's thinking, drop strategy coming in maybe. So we might want to avoid that. Armor upgrade coming up right here. Great Aspire coming up right here. Where are those Corruptors? None on the way right now. Investing purely in ground units for the time being, because look at this. Sneaky stuff, folks. No Nidus Worm happening, and indeed it's a shame, because he could probably do quite a bit of damage here with the Nidus Worm at the back, but he's looking for the drop instead with the Overlords. There's a force to be reckoned with. The sky is darkened. Actually, no, it's not. The sky is pinkened with the Overlords as they look for a drop into the main base. The aggression from EG Machine just never ever letting up right here. The defense forces moving in. Duckload Ra spots it as he goes past with the observers. He's going to try and blink his way up there and try and stop that from happening. It's not going to happen though. He doesn't have the numbers and he knows it. He's going to lose a lot here. Focusing now on the pylons as EG Machine. He's got a cannon right there. 1 and 2 with a Psystorm and a 3 and a 4. But those High Templar have now been annihilated and more units on their way. How much damage is he able to inflict here? Well, not as much as I would actually expect, honestly. Not able to really focus on the production build. He's not able to focus on the pylons. Another storm right there. And that force of zealots able to slice their way through the roaches. Oh, so much damage being inflicted there. More roaches continuing to fire, but in reality, that attack was blunted extremely skillfully there by Duckload Ra, and not too much damage done at all for him. Look at that. Look at the losses right there. AG Machine now way behind in terms of units lost. This is a meat grinder, ladies and gentlemen, and is that not what you wanted to see? Baneling Nest coming up right here for AG Machine. Still no sign. Oh, there we go. 2 Corruptors coming up, possibly looking for those Brood Lords. I would imagine that's what you're going for. Level 2 Protoss Ground Armor, Level 1 Protoss Shields. Protoss Shields, not an upgrade that is particularly popular, simply because of the price, really. But bear in mind that you can just get both in. It's nice nonetheless. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Look at that. 5 Brood Lords on their way and 2 more Corruptors to back them up. But what does he have on the ground? Well, he's got 31 more Roaches, so he does have a significant force. Are we going to drop in the middle? We're going to lose them right there. No. Not good, not good. Oh, I lost a bunch of forces there completely unnecessarily. It was a nice catch there by Duckload Ra. And there again was a Psystorm. Psystorm whittling away at the Roaches' health, driving them away right here. But the thing is, look at that. He doesn't want to go into that at all. Did he spot that? Oh, he spotted them now. No doubt about that. Zealots wishing they were never born as they are eaten alive by those Brood Lords. It's a lot of Stalker firepower, though. Bear that in mind. Those Brood Lords could be taken apart if he's not too clever with them. But this is EG Machine. Of course he's going to be clever with them. Gonna have to be very careful. Duckload Ra flanks around the side. Once again with that potent force of Stalkers. Good upgrades on all. Look at that. Level 3 particle disruptors on those things. In from the side. They come and there's the blink. There's the blink right into the middle of them. 1 down. That's expensive. That's pricey. It's a good move. Duckload Ra holds it back for the last moment. And look at the brutality he's able to inflict right there on the Brood Lords. And oh, wow. So much damage being inflicted. He's losing a lot of Stalkers for it. Was it worth it? Arguably it was. Yes, it was. Look at it. Look at the amount of damage. Look at the amount of money that he had to spend in order to do that. Yes, it was definitely worth it. No doubt about that. Broodlord force destroyed. EG Machine down to a mere 2. He is building more Corruptors in order to sort them out. He's getting some upgrades. Adrenal glands coming out, folks. Yes, adrenal glands. Oh, yes. It's nice to see that. That will give you some even faster attacking Zerglings. And we've also got the Banelings there as well. Looking to get in on the action. Little cutie Banelings. And they will do good against this force, I would think. It depends, though. And bear in mind that Duckload Ra has great micromanagement. And if they try and use the Banelings on the Stalkers are going to be going, lol, no, blink, and then run the hell away. He's going to need the Centrifugal Hooks upgrade if he doesn't have it already. I didn't see him upgrading it, but then again, he could have snuck it in there for good measure while I wasn't looking. Is it possible? It could be. Where are those Banelings? Right, there we go. We've got Baneling cocoons right there. It's a scent of what I like to call the Overlord bombing mission right here. Look at this. Coming across the map. Is he going to catch him? That could be bad. I don't want that. EG Machine doesn't want anywhere near that. He's going to lose an expansion right here, but again, not a huge deal. It's a nice swarm right there. Here come the Brood Lords in for the back. He's going to need a good blink, but he has Roach firepower here as well. No speed upgrade for the Banelings. There's the blink and the Psystorm at the combination. 1, 2, and 3. Rips apart that force of Roaches right there, but still taking huge damage. He's not able to do too much right there. He's still trying to push his way through there. Banelings negated. Nice Psystorm there. Banelings negated by the Psystorm in trying to inflict as much damage as he can on those Brood Lords. More Psystorm at the rear. Still taking horrendous losses to bring down the Brood Lords right there. It is carnage, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I would call it. Absolute and complete total carnage. Yeah, that's what we like to see. Units lost. The gap is narrowing, but more Broodlords being thrown away. They're inflicting good damage, but they cost so very much. They have to take so many with them in order for that to be viable. Spore Crawler, Spine Crawler coming up as well to defend with that, and Colossi finally on their way for Duckload Ra. Don't really blame him for that, honestly. Big Colossi firepower with the extended Thermal Lance upgrade would benefit him immensely right now against those Roaches, and he knows it. Yes, indeed. Do big area of effect damage, slice your way through there, and yes, they don't gain anything against armored units, but still, with the level 3 upgrade, it's pretty significant damage nonetheless. They're also great against slicing up large forces of Banelings that are coming in at you. I'm surprised not to see Centrifugal Hooks yet. Still haven't seen anything from that. Those Banelings were negated very well there by Ra, so again, I'm just surprised that he wouldn't bother with the upgrade. We might see that one later. More Banelings. Wow, that is an awful lot of Banelings, isn't it? Yes, it's going to be fun to see those one go off. And he's even got a ground carapace upgrade, which might help him a little bit. Flanking force of primarily Zealots, Stalkers, and a couple of Colossi there for good measure to back him up. And a couple of High Templar in there. They've proven to be very effective thus far in softening up the Zerg lines. Here comes the flanking force once again, but the blink is on it. Does he have the ground force? He's going to lose one right there for no reason. That's a freebie. There you go. Driven away once again very effectively. Those Broodlords not really doing an amazing job so far against Ra. He's going to need to vary things up a bit, I feel. Zerg Flyer Carapace level 2 coming up to try and negate some of that damage that's coming in. Do you really blame him? Wants those things to live? I mean, how many has he lost so far? Still, the gap is narrowing right now. It really is. Duckload Ra looking very strong, but he's losing more and more and more units. So eventually, if he's not careful, he might end up in a huge, huge problem. Bear this in mind, folks, all expansions have been taken. Let's do a comparison, shall we? EG Machine is streaming ahead in terms of his economy right now, both in terms of gas and in terms of minerals mined. It's difficult, because where do you attack from? Broodlords, take that out, no problem about that, but at least he knows where the Broodlords now are. Duckload Ra looking for some more harassment on the Broodlords. Will EG Machine repulse it? No, he won't! Still, again, those caught out of position there. And Duckload Ra takes full advantage of it every time he possibly can. Do you really blame him? Centrifugal hooks finally coming up for those Banelings. He has so many. He has 38 of the delicious Banelings. So, would you really blame him for getting the speed upgrade? I'm surprised they didn't get it sooner, honestly. And again, he is going against primarily a Stalker force, so hey, you never know. 3 Colossi. Oh yes, 3 Colossi backed up by 18 Stalkers and 3 High Templars. 9 Zealots in the mix as well. More High Templar warping in. Shield upgrades. More shield upgrades coming in. That is quite the army. Yes. Yes, indeed it is. I'm looking forward to seeing what exactly happens when that gets thrown against a wall of pain. It's going to be fun for everyone concerned. Broodlord's looking for more harassment. Mineral line. Mineral line is good. Duckload Ra sees it coming a mile away, though. And, of course, bear in mind, those Colossi are a good defense against the Broodlings. They're able to slice them up very quickly. The Broodlings don't have a lot of HP. Psystorm right in the middle of the Broodlords. Not enough to do too much damage as of yet. Blinking from the side. Not losing all that much in terms of the mineral line, but still, not too bad. Able to restrict Duckload Ra's income, so there's nothing wrong with that. Duckload Ra falling slightly behind in terms of minerals right now. You'll also notice you've got these 3 Overlords right here. I'm surprised we don't get any drops in the middle. Then, bear in mind that, how many cannons you've got right there. Here it comes, folks. Here is the decision maker. Unfortunately, he just lost a bunch of Banelings for no reason right there. Psystorm annihilates it. Wow, yeah, Duckload Ra holds off an immense force right there. EG Machine getting taken apart at this point in time. Duckload Ra forcing his way in. Broodlords taken apart. Units lost. Yeah, the gap is starting to widen once again. It's a good defense. A very good defense there. EG Machine just throwing his units into the grinder right now, trying to find an opening in the defenses of his opponent. He's not getting it right now, though. He really isn't. Harassment not too effective. Those bases are secure right now. Man, this is a long one, isn't it? Yes, it is. Here comes the firepower from the side. Extended thermal lancers slicing through the air, doing some damage to the mineral line. That's not enough roaches. No way. That is not enough roaches to deal with that force. And EG Machine realizes that, backs himself away. That expansion's doomed. This is decisive here from Duckload Ra. A lot of firepower coming in from those Colossi. That expansion's gone. He can't mine anything from that. No, sirree, he cannot. It's bad for him. Both opponents now drained in terms of minerals, mining out significant portions of the map. Here comes the flanking maneuver from the Roaches, and they eat Psystorms, the likes of which you've never seen. But it's not quite good enough. EG Machine very quick on the ball, focusing fire. 1 Colossi goes down. Can he do a second? No, it doesn't. Yes, he can. Yes, he can. There you go, but losing so many Roaches in the process. Oh, yes. And more Roaches coming in from the side right now, annihilating Duckload Ra's force quite quickly. Oh, wow. Duckload Ra's in a corner right now. He's going to lose them. The Corruptors. So many Corruptors this time around to counter those Colossi. Not even bothering to turn them into Broodlords this time. Looking to just simply have a good aircraft Colossi killing force. And they did a exceptional job. Caught his opponent off guard there. Didn't really have too much of a counter to it. Those Stalkers already annihilated. Now switching out for some Broodlords. This is what I'd be concerned about right now. The forces of Duckload Ra are not looking all that strong, and he has already mined out his main base. He's mined out this expansion almost. He's mined out this expansion as well. This expansion is very drained, and Duckload Ra, you're being covered in creep there. That's unfortunate. Machine dumping some creep around there just for good measure, and indeed, why not? Another expeditionary force of roaches. Honestly, if I was going to call this at this point, I would call this in the favor of Machine. Simply because Machine has a bigger army. Yes, I know, it's shocking, isn't it? It's not all that technical, but he's got more units. And he's managed to box in Duckload Ra right there, but I have to wonder if that was just a trap to take out a couple of Broodlords. Duckload Ra sacrificing some Stalkers. He only takes one Broodlord out there, though, so that's not too good at all. EG Machine pushing his way in, and that expansion's toast. No doubt about that. Couple of Colossi in the air. Where are those Corruptors? He needs to find those Corruptors very, very rapidly indeed if he wants to take those out in quick succession. Warp in from Stalkers there, and still the Broodlords inexorably advance. Here we go, the range on the Broodlords being played into Machine's advantage right here, as his Roaches are driven off after an initial attack. More Broodlords coming in from the side. That's not enough. Stalkers from the side, taken apart. Nibble, nibble, nibble on the kneecaps of those Stalkers. One Colossi down, looking for two. Can we get two? No, we can't. He's still in there, though. Wow, I tell you what, White Ra loves to sacrifice his forces, but he does so very, very well. Oh, yes, and he's got some speedlings coming in from the side right there to finish off that particular expansion. So Duckload Ra's income is being starved right now, and you can see the difference. There's a huge difference right here. He can't take that expansion, whereas EG Machine has a hold of this high yield right here. This is going to be the deciding factor, in my honest opinion. He's not letting up right now. Duckload Ra with a brave defense. A absolutely fantastic defense. But it's not enough. He simply does not have the numbers. The Roaches driving Duckload Ra all the way back into his base. Broodlords. And, oh, we're looking for a Baneling drop. Yes, there we go. Baneling drop into the mineral line. 1, 2, and 3. And there's the reason why he put the creep down there. Just to get a little bit of extra speed. Now, he is starving his opponent out right here. He's looking to try and destroy his sources of income, force his opponent to give up, and it's looking solid so far. Those photon cannons aren't doing a particularly good job against the Broodlords, and indeed, why would they? They don't have the range. They're getting nibbled on right here, and the Roaches now pushing their way in with 3 upgrades on either side. Good game! Good game! Duckload Ra finally gives it up after an absolutely fantastic, a stunning and stellar match between Duckload Ra and EG Machine. Machine takes it. Well done indeed. Absolutely unbelievable. That takes a little bit out of you, doesn't it? Wow, yeah. It's not often that you actually see the entire map mined out. 2 equally matched opponents. Absolutely wonderful sparring there from both. Delicious. Whew. Yeah. That's what I like to see, ladies and gentlemen. Do you like to see that? I certainly do. Do you want more? Yes, of course you do. Let's do some more. My name is Totalbiscuit. You are tuned into Shoutcraft right here, live on Justin TV. I know some of you have problems with Justin TV. I am aiming to switch over to owned or Ustream. I will do that at some point in the not too distant future. The problem is right now that the software I'm using, XSplit, which you'll see the logo of down in the corner right there, is problematic. It doesn't work with Ustream at the moment. There's a big disconnection bug. Now, it looks like we might be able to get some of this Diamond Cup going on right here. Like I said, these replays have already been cast before, so we might have a game coming up. I can always cast these replays at another time. So, yes, we're looking for a game right here in the UK Diamond Cup that's going on live right now, folks. Yes! Let's do some live games, which means I can get rid of this bloody bar thing, right? Okay. Okay. We need to get rid of the bar. How do we get rid of the bar? I keep forgetting. Die, bar, die. God, I hope I don't need the bar again in future, because I'm boned if I do. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Sun and Empire Hobots right here in the Zelnaga Caverns, here in the UK Diamond League. We're just waiting to get things fired up and started right here. I will cast the rest of the Ra versus Machine games. Like I say, they have been cast before. They are replays of Week 1 of the US versus EU Cup. I will cast them at some point later. I will give you the conclusion. Don't worry if you haven't already seen them. In the meantime, I just want to cast some live games, so that's exactly what's going to be happening. Yeah! Shoutcraft is ready. Bone Storm is ready. Wait a minute, that's the wrong frickin' movie. Bonesaw is ready. Let's do it. Let's make it happen right here. Sun versus Empire Hobot. We're off to see the wizard in the Zelnaga Caverns. Will it be enjoyable? I have no idea. I don't know anything about these players, folks, so we're going to do this. The way that this is set up, I believe, is best of 3. So that's what we're going to be doing. Like I say, these UK leagues are quite small. The UK scene is not all that amazing in terms of how many people it's got going on it. It's growing, though, and like I say, it's very important to support emergent scenes. GLHF, ladies and gentlemen, and here we go. Right, Sun in the bottom left of the Zelnaga Caverns. He is playing Protoss in the red trunks, and his opponent, Empire Hobot, in the blue trunks, playing Zerg. These are both Diamond League players. I don't know where they are in the actual Diamond League, but we will see. Like I said, there's not a lot of money on the line for this tournament, but it is a good start. That is important. We need more UK-based tournaments. No doubt about that. Okay, we'll see what we've got right here. Zelnaga Caverns, it is been far, far, far too short length of time since I last saw you. I despise you. Empire... No. Extractor trick. I was going to say, what are you doing? Oh yeah, extractor trick, of course. Those of you who don't know what that is, basically it involves building an extractor early on, and you can pop out an extra drone above your supply limit, as you see right there. It is arguably effective. Some people use it, some people don't. Sun with the pylon, chrono boosting out his probes, and like I say, this is a very standard opening for Protoss. If you're looking to learn the very basics of Protoss, that will be how you open. We're looking to build a gateway on 13 supply, I would think. There we go. Gateway on 13 supply. Or at least 12 supply. Would have been 13. He actually cancelled out of that, but never mind. His opponent. Are we going to get a fast expansion on here? No, we're not. Not right now, anyway. Spawning pool coming up for Empire Hobot. Now, like I say, this map is quite a long run, so early game harassment from the Zerg might not work out too well. Sun building close to his ramp to attempt to defend against that anyway, just in case it does happen. Single assimilator coming up quickly, looking for a single gateway into a cybernetics core, and the warp gates, it's your bog standard Protoss opener. No big surprises on either side right there. Empire Hobot's drone says hello and starts to have a nibble at those probes. So get away from me, I'm allergic to drones. Gateway is up. Cybernetics core will be following shortly, I would think. Absolutely no sign of an assimilator yet from Empire Hobot. He's actually... he's a little bit supply blocked as a direct result of the extractor trick. You don't need to blame him about that. Zerglings eat that probe for breakfast, and we're looking for a push. Yes, we are. Sun walls. Yep, there you go. At least he's looking for a wall off. He doesn't quite have it. I think there's a little bit of an alcove there, but he can deploy that zealot right in the gateway. This tiny little alcove, this tiny corridor, this choke point, and that will repulse Empire Hobot's attempt at an initial attack, and there we go into a slightly slower expansion for Empire Hobot. No signs of extractors at the moment. We've got one coming up, and that's going to be early Zergling play for him, and no sign, of course, of the Speedling upgrade. There we go, that's just up. He's going to harass that a little bit. What he wants to do is try and draw Sun out. Can he do that? He could certainly try. Sun only has a single unit to repulse it right now, but he does have a Stalker coming up. Can he kill that before the Stalk comes out? The answer is really no. It's very, very unlikely. If he was able to get 2 more Zerglings in there, then maybe, but no, it's not going to happen. Honestly, it's not going to happen at all. Stalker's going to pop up at the rear, and then he's going to be able to take those out. But look at the amount of damage he's being done right here. Is he be able... No, he can't do it. He can't do it. With the Zealot now, very confident that he can take him out. The Stalker takes his toll, and that's repulsed. Like I said, it's a shame that he didn't get that on slightly earlier. Otherwise, he might have been able to break that gateway, and that would have been very decisive there for him. Warp gate upgrade on the way. A second gateway backed up by another pylon there. Make sure there's nothing, no funny business going on. Is he going to continue with the Zergling aggression? Right now, looking like he's not going to do that at all. He's pumping out a metabolic boost upgrade for his Zerglings. He's going to look for his economy at the moment and tend to that. Make sure that he's got a good lead on his opponent, the Protoss. But the Protoss looking for a counter-attack right here. Sun with 2 Stalkers and a single Zealot forcing his way out and looking to see what he can take out. Good counter here by Empire Hobot with a single Spine Crawler, but again, he's going to have to be quick to get that one out. How fast is that building? Not quite quickly enough, actually. Sun is going to be there before that one goes out. He's going to be able to harass it. Queen is what he's got for defense. He's got 4 Zerglings on the way. No Zerglings currently available. Queen pulled out. Can he take the Queen out of it, though? Yes, he probably can if he's quick enough. Oh, it's bleeding. It is bleeding. The Spine Crawler's going to be up very soon. There we go. That's going to inflict big damage. There's the surround. He does grab the Queen, though, so that was a good investment as far as I'm concerned. That's going to at least limit the growth potential of Empire Hobot for the time being. For a limited amount of time, anyway. There we go. Nexus coming up here for Sun. He's confident that he's able to expand, and a gateway popping up right there. And he does have Warp Gate already. So there we go. Straight into the gateway units. Strategy of the 4 gateway. Yes, indeed. 4 gateways coming up. No sign as of yet of anything special. He does have a lot of gas, doesn't he? I have to wonder if he's going to invest that in anything. Forge coming up as well. So looking for either some upgrades or some reasonable defense. A scouting force of speedlings moving out here for Empire Hobot. What is he going to find out of it? I have to wonder. Well, he could do some damage with it, actually. He could run that gauntlet. There you go, looking for the surround right there, but 3 sentries available. Empire Hobot doesn't really want to go for it after losing several, and he doesn't manage to inflict any casualties with that particular run. He's going to need a lot more in order to get it. 14 Zerglings currently on the way, relying on Zerglings entirely for the time being, which is only going to be effective for so long, let's be honest. Looking for tech. Still relying on that single extractor right now. Nothing but Zerglings all the time, looking to overwhelm his opponent. Comes around the side. Is he able to flank? No, he's not going to be able to do that at all. That's not going to work out for him. Sentry's able to defend themselves very well. No casualties there once again for the Protoss. And again, a nice wall off there as well. Simply using the Sentry to prevent them from slipping around the side. It's a shame he didn't do that quicker. He might have made his way through. Those Zerglings are proving to be significantly ineffective. Baneling Nest, no, cancels out of that. Either that or he just built it. Nope, he has not built a Baneling Nest. He was thinking about it, decides no, we're not going to bother with that. I have to wonder what his strategy is from here on in. Just throwing more Zerglings at that line is not going to be too effective. He's able to at least do a little bit of damage there, but look at that. Great placement there. Absolutely fantastic placement. Able to bring down a lot of ranged firepower from a very safe distance, and he's able to take his toll with the Zerglings. It did lose a couple of sentries right there, so it wasn't amazing, honestly, but still, those Zerglings are being taken apart. Units lost. Empire Hobot lost an awful lot more so far, especially at this early stage of the game. That could cripple his economy. Proxy pylon coming up right here for Sun. Going to build that out of the way. It's a good place to do it as well because of this. This right here blocks line of sight, so you can easily sneak in and do damage to the expansion. Only a single Spine Crawler up available for that. Another backup hatchery there. Interesting stuff. Empire Hobot pushing his way through those destructible rocks. Or trying to, anyway. It's going to take a little bit of time for Speedlings to do that. Roach Warren on its way. Lair upgrade as well, looking finally for that variety pack. But will he be able to do enough to repulse this force? I'm not entirely convinced. Look at what he's got. He's got 6 Zerglings. That's not enough. No way. Runs in for a counter-attack. Against what? They can get damage to the mineral line there, so it is pretty good. The question is, who's going to play chicken? Who is indeed going to play chicken right now? It looks like Hobot is playing chicken. Sun is not attacking, which could be an error on his part. Waiting too long, I feel, because there's more Zerglings on the way. He needs to get into the base and do some damage with that. He's able to block off the Zerglings, but he's also able to block off his way into the base. What damage can he inflict with this with more Zerglings on the way? Roaches on the way as well, backing him up. There we go, into the mineral line, trying to deal economic damage. He's able to do so, but he's taking heavy losses nonetheless. He is backed up by those... Oh, yes, indeed. He's got the sentries there, so that's good. That's very, very good. Good economic damage inflicted right there on his opponent. Reaping a terrible toll. Look at that big divide now in the forces. Oh, yes, it's good stuff. Empire Hobot's expansion has been good. He gives it up. Go, 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 go. Yes, indeed. GG. GG, indeed. Empire Hobot gives it up. Steps of War is the next map, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. 1 up for T-Sun. Or Sun, or whatever the hell you want to call him. I'll call him Sun for the time being. That sounds like a reasonable bet. Doing well, honestly. Well played by Sun. Good defense. Very good defense against early Zergling aggression. It's unfortunate that it wasn't earlier than it was, but hey, there you go. It's a bit of a big map. Takes a little bit of time to traverse. He was so close to taking out that gateway, which could have been the critical point of the game, but it did not happen. After that, he wasn't able to tech up quickly enough. He wasn't able to use his forces. In my opinion, actually, he expended forces in an unnecessary fashion. He threw forces up against a wall of death, which only resulted in him not having the forces he needed to defend against the next attack. Ladies and gentlemen. Wow. You can tell I haven't cast in a while. If you're just tuned in, welcome to Shoutcraft. We are casting some of the UK StarCraft Diamond Cup. We're waiting for an invite to the next game at the moment. In the meantime, I'm just going to check that everything is all okay, which hopefully it will be. Okay, what do we have? What do we have? Huh, tournament invites. Neat. We'll see how that one goes. Just making sure that everything's alright. Like I say, there will be some lag. Hopefully very limited. Do we have an invite? Yes, we do. Fantastic. Just what I always wanted. Game invites. I heard they're good for casting. Switch back to that. There we go. Okay, folks. Ready, set, go. T-Sun as the Protoss in the blue, and Empire Hobot. He's in the red. He's the Zerg. He's looking for some revengeance. Yes, indeed. That's like vengeance only done twice. Revengeance. Let's do it, folks. Let's make this one happen right here on the Steppes of War. Now, there are arguments as to whether or not this is actually a Zerg-favoured map. I don't want to make comments on that. Like I said, strategy's not my thing. You know? I'm a Silver League player. I'll happily admit this. I am a Silver League player. I play Protoss. My strategy is quite simple. I actually started playing again last night, by the way. I got a win! Yes, I won a game! It was wonderful. My strategy was build 4 gateways, build stalkers. If that doesn't work, GG. And you know what? You'll be surprised how many times that actually works. So I'm going to be laddering over the next few days using nothing but that strategy, so if you do meet me, I'll be using 4-gate. Extractor trick again, once again for Empire Hobot. Slowly scanning the overload over there. It's going to take a little bit of time. Once again, Sun building against the possibility of early Zerglings. I wonder if we're going to see any different openings. It's unlikely, honestly. I think we're going to probably see the same kind of openings, but I would think that Empire Hobot is going to be thinking against that Zergling strategy again, because, like I say, he did throw them away there, totally unnecessarily, in my opinion. The initial harassment was good, but after that, it got to the point where it's like, well, why are you even in here? You know, why are you actually here? You are losing so many units for no gain. The sentry play of Sun was excellent. Now, what are we getting? Are we going to get that expansion? Eventually we will, but he's going for the spawning pool first. Spawning pool on 14 supply, I believe. Possibly even earlier. There might have been a 12 pool. But hey, never mind. Assimilator coming up for Sun. And I would think that he's just going to do the same thing most Protoss do. Empire Hobot looking to try and block that off, though. Pylon coming up. It'll be nice for him if he's able to do that. Prevent his opponent from building an optimal wall against him. That said, he's not going to be able to stick around too much longer once Sun starts to get some units out. Cybernetics core out there, but bear in mind he's got no units, no defense of any description, and there are 6 Zerglings coming in right now. No Zealot. Still no Zealot. Zealot's on his way. Will it be quick enough, more to the point? And will it be scouted? Well, it looks like it was. Zealot's on its way. He needs to chrono boost out that Zealot. Can he do it? He's got the energy for it, certainly. Sun needs to be chrono boosting right now. Zerglings are on the way. This could be potentially lethal. There's the chrono boost. Will a single Zealot hold the line? Probably. It is likely. Cybernetics score coming up right now. I'll imagine he's going to follow this one up with a Stalker at the back, once he has the resources for it. But here we go. Charging straight in. And, yes, a nice block there with the pylon. Sneaky, sneaky bastard. He's going for it again. Looks to try and work his way through. This is an identical situation to last time. The question is, will he be able to do it? He might. He certainly might. If he's able to follow it up, does he have more Zerglings on the way? No, he doesn't. He's using this as an opportunity to get another expansion. I don't think he's going to be able to take it, honestly. It's an identical mistake to previously. Repulsed there by Sun. Sun more than ready for it and able to create an artificial block there. He didn't have an effective block before. Dumps down a pylon to create that block and this tiny narrow corridor right there. Now those Zerglings don't really stand a chance because, of course, they're up against Stalker firepower from the back, so they're not going to be able to do anything at all. Harassment will be in vain. Looking for some different kind of tech here from Empire Hobot. Unless he plans on going Banelings and busting that ramp with it, then he's going to need something a little bit more than Zerglings right now. We saw what happened last time to him. It was throwing himself up against that force over and over again. That wall that he simply wasn't able to get through. And look at that. Once again, just losing Zerglings for no reason. You know, I know they're cheap, but don't throw them away. Seriously. They can't be recycled. Okay, Empire Hobot is spreading out to his expansion, finally. However, once again, it might be vulnerable to this. It's the same thing! It's the same bloody strategy over and over again. 2 Stalkers and a single Zealot moving it. The Spinecrawler comes up even later this time, moving in a second Queen. He's going to lose 1 if he's not careful. Going to be quick about it right here. Zergling's moving in on the defensive, looking to try and get Metabolic Boost, but he's going to have to wait a long time for that one. 1 Queen down. Stalker's nailed into the corner right there. Can he take a second Queen? It's very unlikely. He can at least delay the economic expansion of his opponent, so that's good. That's good. It's important. Is he able to take out a couple of drones, a couple of Zerglings? Yes, he is. It's fairly costly, but hey, there you go. You see, Sun's actually expended a significant amount of resources to do that. You have to wonder whether or not it was worth it in the long run to try and prevent his opponent from getting good economy right there. 6 Zerglings heading in once again. What are they going to do? They're going to run straight into a wall. We've got 3 Gateway, looking for 4 Gateway once again. Dumping down a pylon just for comic effect. Can we kill the probe, they ask. No, you may not. We're going to leave now. Nice slide. And a sentry's up there as well, so nothing's happening there. 2 sentries. Now available simply to block that ramp, so no worries there. Empire Hobot, what are you going to do? Are you going to continue to rely on these Zerglings? No, we're not, because we're looking for a morph through to a lair right now with some additional technology. Maybe get some Hydras on the field. That would be a good idea right now. Or maybe you can get some Mutalisks in for some harassment. That back looking very tasty right now. Although it might not look so tasty in a couple of minutes once he's actually got that up. Forge coming up right now. Cannons could be deployed for defense against a possible Mutalisk attack. Does he know about it? Well, that's always the important thing to wonder. Does he know about it? No, he does not. He absolutely has no scouting information there at all. Forge up, another gateway. There is your 4-gate, ladies and gentlemen. And the Nexus right there. It's a good expansion as well. It's very nicely defended. Difficult to get into. He's going to need a little bit more than Zerglings to do it. What is he going to build, though? What is he going to build? He has 3 gas available. At least he will in a second. Oh, 4 gas available in a second. 3 already going. What is he going to put that into? Is he going to invest in Mutalisks? Is he going to invest in Hydralisks? Both fairly pricey in terms of gas. Mutalisks a little bit more so. We will see. We will see. Could be good. Could be good. Another gateway. Yeah, let's just rely on gateway units. Look at that. That is a nice wall. He is restricting the movement of his opponent. So, there's the Hydras coming out right here. The Hydralisks will chew through them, honestly, if he's got enough of them anyway. Bear in mind the amount of sentries he's got in the field, though. As I say, the sentry shield is effective against Hydralisks. It's able to reduce a large amount of damage. And you want to see just how much? I can probably show you eventually. Once he actually gets the Hydra Den up. That'll be nice. Let me show you how much damage these things do. Like I said, they are big fat marines. They just look like bugs. They are big fat marines. Initial scouting waves of Zerglings are taken apart. There's the wall. 2 spine crawlers up. Is it going to be enough? No, it really, really isn't. They're chewing through that single Stalker, but so much damage being done right there. 1 spine crawler taken out. 2nd spine crawler is the focus. A lot of sentries. Sentry-heavy play right here is proving to be effective for them. So they're not the most durable units, but you've got a lot of shielding available, and they do reasonable damage. You can't escape! You cannot escape your doom approaches. The firing line coming in, and additional Stalkers moving in from the back right here. Empire Hobot charges in a suicidal attempt to do absolutely nothing. Oh yes, the Queen driving away. Single Hydra is up. It's only 1 Hydralisk, though. It's not enough. 2 more on the way. 2 more on the way. Oh yes, more Hydralisks coming in as reinforcement. Is it going to be enough? No, he's got the firepower to bring that down. He really doesn't. The shields have now gone up, which takes the teeth from the Hydras. Oh, nice block right there. Prevents him from getting in, and he can just have his wicked, wicked way with that expansion right now. Empire Hobot in a bad way. He's going to need an awful lot more than 1 Hydralisk, even 2 Hydralisks to deal with this. He's eventually able to surround, but look at that. He's still got the Zealots up, still a lot of ranged firepower coming in. That Hydra's just been torn into tiny little pieces. More Zerglings swarming it. It's drips and drabs, so that's all it is. Just small amounts. Good game. Empire Hobot gives it up, and T-Sun takes it 2-0 in this particular tournament. Lack of variety, folks. Dangerous. Very dangerous. Making the same mistake twice. Also very dangerous. You just tuned in, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Shoutcraft. I'm broadcasting the UK StarCraft Diamond Cup, which is a small tournament that's just kicked off. You should definitely go check them out, though. They're doing good work for the UK StarCraft community. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is all that matters. Important. Very important. Okay, I'll see if we've got any other games. If not, I'll cast another replay from that selection that I've got right there of Machine versus White Ra. know what? I'm going to take a quick music break while I get things sorted out, and also so I can just sort of have a little bit of a drink. And no, looks like I'm not getting a break, folks. I've got more games. Yeah, okay, I'll take my break. Words in the wrong order. This is what happens when you cast for this long, folks. You lose your mind a little bit. I haven't been casting for too long. I can't really whine. I've only been casting for 2.5 hours. It's not too bad. That's it. I don't know how long I'll cast for tonight. I'll just keep going, see what happens. All of these games will be available in super high definition on my channel. That's what that little counter down the side is, folks, if you wondered all about that. I've got my frame rate capped at the moment. I was pleased, actually, when I finally built this new machine. I went into StarCraft 2, and I put it all on Ultra and stuff like that, and I started playing a game, and suddenly I saw, like, 200 frames per second, and there was joy. At the moment, I've got it capped, so obviously it's a little bit lower. They're just sorting out the maps for this particular tournament at the moment. It'll be Cast versus Caldaris. I don't know anything about these players, I'll be honest. Which is fine. It's always good to have some mystery matches. Let's switch over to our little placeholder right here. For the time being, while I check that all of our streams are in order. As far as I'm aware, they are. They do certainly seem to be. Yes. Everything looks good. Looks very, very good. Happy with that. Solid. Fantastic. Nothing's breaking as far as I'm aware. At least beyond Justin TV's normal nonsense. Yeah, I'm alright with that. Totally alright with that. Is everyone looking forward to Christmas? I certainly hope so. I am looking forward to Christmas. Use my internet bucks to buy some cool presents for people. You know, I love giving on Christmas. It's awesome. Really, really, really love giving on Christmas. I think that's the best part of it. Actually, I'm lying. The best part of it is stuffing my face with delicious turkey. Yeah. Delicious turkey. Or as I like to call it, the Turkalisk. I wonder what Zergling tastes like. Don't say chicken. It seems like, you know, they look like little spiny squirrels, let's be honest, little rodents. So I'm thinking they probably taste like squirrel. And if you wonder, well, what does squirrel taste like? Well, I haven't eaten one, but they are eaten quite a lot in the American South, in a stew. Apparently they're quite sweet in terms of the meat, so kind of like pork, with a little bit of a tang to them. So I have to assume that Zerglings do taste like squirrels. I wonder if there's any squirrels left on Earth in the StarCraft 2 timeline. I'm thinking not. Probably been wiped out by now. Or maybe they came from squirrel DNA. I mean, you know that the various Ling strains come from different kinds of DNA? A long time ago. This is not official canon lore, by the way. But it should be. A long time ago, the Zerg came to Terra. And what did they see? An infestation of squirrels. So they decided, we're going to add spikes to squirrels. What happened? Zerglings. Wonderful. And then they realized they didn't like squirrels anymore, so we're going to make banelings. That's squirrels that explode, so we can get rid of them easily. And thus, the baneling was born. Official canon lore. Nothing but. Video games! Yes! Excellent, video games. Team Liquid Thread. Go post in it. If you have any feedback, constructive feedback, very useful, by the way. Extremely useful. Go to the Team Liquid Thread on this particular issue. In we go. A Lost Temple game. TVT. Our first mirror match of the day. Looking forward to this one. Cast. Let's have a look at some players, shall we? I shall let you know momentarily. I wish this loaded faster. I really do. There we go. Diamond League. Rank 5 in his division. Impressive is Cast. Let's check Keldaris. Well, it looks like we're not getting a chance to do it. Quick! Give me stats! What rank is he? What rank is he? Rank 37. There you go. In his Diamond League. Return! Let's make it happen, ladies and gentlemen. Cast versus Terran. Wait, no. Terran versus Terran. Cast versus Keldaris. Right here on the Lost Temple, ladies and gentlemen, part of the UK StarCraft Cup. The Diamond Cup. Cast 5 in his Diamond League. He's an impressive player. Playing Terran right here on the Lost Temple versus his opponent, Kildaris. Not so high up, but still a formidable opponent right here. Also playing in the green trunks here as the Terran. Terran music is grooviest music. Confirm, deny. For the honor of Terran music, I shall increase the volume. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. No doubt I've got people whining, I can't hear it, Totalbiscuit. Get better speakers, damn it. Your speakers are for the weak. They're tier 1 speakers. I expect tier 3 speakers. Yeah. It's Terran versus Terran, which means the start of the game is really exciting, as you can tell. They build a supply depot right here, ladies and gentlemen. Kildaris built a supply depot. It's on 50%. It's the best supply depot. I wish I could zoom in. But I can't because it's the edge of the map. It's 75, 80% right here on the supply depot. Kildaris 90%. It's exciting. It's thrilling. It's the best supply depot in the world. Yeah. Esports right here. Refinery coming up as well. Should we commentate the refinery? Of course we will. Refineries are made for gassing. They're made for mining. 50% on the refinery, 60% right here. And the SCV working his little fiery ass off to build us this wonderful monument to human endeavor. 100% success. Kildaris with the barracks. Yes. I'm sorry, cast. I can't broadcast. I can't broadcast your refinery. You are too slow. You must build it quicker. Slight differentiation in those strategies right there. You get the refinery up slightly quicker than your opponent. What does that allow you to do? Well, get a bit of tech. Maybe a bit of early marauder pressure. T versus T is weird. Sometimes it can be really interesting, and sometimes it isn't. Often, at least the first few minutes of it really, really aren't. Orbital Command Center coming up right here for cast. He gets that nice and quick. A little quicker than his opponent. Not by much, but it will give him a little bit of an early economic advantage. 17-second, 18-second advantage, 19-second advantage in the terms of the mule. And to be honest, that's really all you can say at this point in time, because everyone's building the same bloody thing. We're going to build some Marines. Oh, I too will build Marines. Oh, how quaint. No. Bloody Terran versus Terran. Factory coming up right here for Kildaris. There is a differentiation. Caster, you got to build a factory. Or you got to keep building Marines. We shall see. This is the kind of, about 3.5 minute, 4 minute mark is where you start to get the difference. Now he's going to go for a factory as well. About 20 seconds behind his opponent. Some Hellion harassment sounds like a plan. There's no Marauders out to really counter that right now. So I'm thinking, yeah, build some Hellions. Why not? Reactor coming up for Kildaris. I wonder if he's going to do a swap-a-roo. He could. Although it's a bit of an odd place to put it if you're going to do that. It's like, it's all the way over there, for God's sake. You never know. You never know. Although, considering the distance, maybe he will, because he could lift this up, and by the time it's finished, he could do the swap. Let's find out. Are we going to see Hellions? No. No, we're not. We're actually going to build a starport right there. We are going for the starport. It would have been... It's a shame, really, honestly. Some Hellions right here would have been good. He doesn't have any Marauders to deal with them. Able to barbecue those Marines pretty fast. Get some harassment on there. Oh, they're building the same thing. Oh, how wondrous. Just what I always wanted. Now, again, it's a very standard Terran build, so you can't really blame them for this. Tech line coming up right there. Now, what's he going to do with this? Well, he's got a lot of Marines coming out. Moving that out of the way. Is he going to build a reactor with that? Is he going to do the swap right here and go for Banshee pressure early on in the game? We'll find out. Up in the air. Open sesame. There you go. Fantastic. That's what I'm talking about. I have the ability to levitate starports with the power of the mind. Like Tenacious D. To be fair, I'm like the Tenacious D of StarCraft casting, I feel. Everything I do is basically a parody. It's not to be taken seriously in any way, shape, or form. So yeah, I'm okay with that label. It's a self-inflicted label, but I'm cool with it nonetheless. Raven is what he's bringing up right now. Are we looking for some Raven harassment, or are we just going to build it for the sake of having a Raven? Like, ooh, look at me, I've got a Raven, aren't I fancy? Well, like I say, Ravens have a lot of different uses, but right now, I'm surprised he's not just getting a couple of Banshees out for some damage to that mineral line. Doesn't have an awful lot defending it right now. Neither player really wanting to do some aggression at this point. There's the Banshee coming out. Okay, now, what's he going to do with that Raven? Sending out a sacrificial Marine. Banshee coming out for cast. And a Raven for Kildaris. Come on. What you going to do with a Raven? I have to wonder. I'm disappointed that we don't see more Seeker missiles these days, but it's not entirely surprising considering they got nerfed. I remember when Seeker missiles could clear out an entire army. Those were the days. Zerg absolutely despised the bloody things. One Banshee up in the air. Scan also Cast, indeed, not Scan, good lord. Cast is sorting himself out with a missile turret. He's got a Viking and a siege tank on his way. What else do we have? Starport. Up you go, Mr. Starport. Down you go. Vikings possibly coming in to counter. We shall see. It's a small force, though. I mean, he might just pop out a couple of medivacs. Finally, it looks like we're going to get some fighting going on. What's the comparison looking like? Well, Kildaris does have a lot of Marines. Does he have Stimpack? No. Is he building Stimpack? Yes. Will it be there before he gets there at this rate? No. Is he looking for a timing window? You never know. He might. He might try and time it, but he's going to have to wait an awful lot of time for that. Cast sees it coming a mile away. Kildaris with the Raven. Gets shot at. A couple of bullets into that pristine hull right there. Not particularly durable craft, those things. Now, where is that Banshee, more to the point? There we go. Did a little bit of damage to the economy there. A little bit. Crap ton of damage to the economy. Wow. Yeah, no kidding. That was fairly significant, wasn't it? I'm too busy watching the force over there. It's like, hey, look, it's a Banshee. How pretty. Yeah. He's flanking around right now, and he's doing a good job of it. He's managed to evade most of the forces with the exception of that one Viking, which means that Banshee is down. He's going to need some air superiority. Kildaris, a lot of catching up to do in terms of the economy right now. Let's see, he had to break off most of his forces there, which has restricted what he can build. Problematic for him. No doubt about that. Where's the music? Where's the bloody music going on? Continuous music. Give me more Terran. Nice. There you go. That's a good use of the Raven right there. Able to take out those missiles as they came in with a point defense stone. 2 deployments out there with the siege tanks. Not quite in range. Needs to get a little closer. That, of course, leaves him vulnerable to attacks from those Marines. And, of course, from the siege tanks of Cast. Kildaris with a strong force, though. He's camping out there. Unit comparison is looking not too bad, but Cast does have 4 siege tanks, which means running in there with the Marines is going to end only one way. That way. In a nice red haze. Look at that, though. Has to take 1 siege tank. Second siege tank could go down right here. He's able to see up there with a Raven. It's good, it's good. It's a lot of damage being inflicted. Was it worth the cost? Yeah, it was. Because, I mean, look at that. Yeah, he lost a lot of Marines, but he inflicted a lot of damage on that siege tank line, which means the defenses of Cast are not quite as strong as they were before. He also has map control right now, which is really, really helping him. Thing is, he doesn't have enough to stop that. Look at that. There we go. We're just going to charge in a bunch of SCVs. We didn't really need them anyway. You know, we didn't really want to pay them overtime, so we're just going to let a few go. And there you go. Nicely done. Cast takes them all out. Didn't fight near the point defense drone. Not that that would have really helped. Point defense drones do not shoot down bullets. Yes. Kildaris. Expansion. His economy looking pretty good. Casts, however, also looking pretty good. Kildaris lagging behind in terms of harvesters. Trying to make up for it with these mules, and it's a temporary solution. Cast fixes that one up. Little holes in the side of it. You can't really see that, but hey, trust me, they are there. And I tell you, that can be unfortunate. You get a nasty, stiff breeze in a siege tank if it's full of holes. Lost Temple. It looks sunny, but actually it's really cold in the winter. You'd be surprised to know that. 4 gas coming up for Kildaris. Looking for a heavy mechanized play with some aircraft. Cast already has it. Cast would like the high yield minimal, and nothing's going to really stop him right now. Kildaris' forces are not looking all that healthy, are they? 3 siege tanks, 3 Marines, 1 Viking, 1 Marauder. Right now, if Cast decided to attack, he would win straight away. Even with that line of siege tanks, they would be taken out incredibly quickly. Cast also sorting out some Marauders, which will be a nice counter to that too. Surprised he's not getting aggressive right now. I even notice he's actually sought this out as well. Sensor tower. Useful, folks. Very useful. Not too expensive. Gives you an early warning, especially on aircraft. This is the reason. This is anti-drop right here. See the placement of it? He's put it so that he can't get dropped from the side without knowing about it. Surprised they're not seeing more of that, honestly. Cast moving out his forces once again. 21 Marines, 5 siege tanks, 5 Marauders right here. Sacrificial SCV, didn't know what hit him. Probably for the best, really. Slow, painful death, never good. Kildaris rolls out with a significantly inferior force in terms of firepower. The question is, will Cast be able to catch him on the hop? If he's able to take him out at that bastion right there. See, it's good placement, though. He's got vision. However, his opponent can also get vision. Just send in a sacrificial marine or whatever, that would work. Missile turret coming up just to make sure that nothing comes in from the air to scout it, or indeed an air attack. That's quite vulnerable to an air attack at the moment. Doesn't have a huge number of marines. Vikings in the air to ensure air superiority for Keldaris. There you go. Building another one. 2 Vikings in the air for Scan. Like I say, still in the favour of Scan right now. Certainly in terms of units. Scan is doing, again, what I like to call the build everything and hope it works build. Lots of upgrades coming up. Some upgrades coming up for his opponent as well. Terran infantry weapon level 2. Combat shield. Terran vehicle weapon level 1. Looking to simply out-economy his opponent right now. He's doing a pretty good job of that. Have a look at there. There you see. Cast setting up on the high-yield mineral line and drops in pretty fast. Whereas his opponent hasn't taken it yet. The difference is obvious. There you go. A lot of minerals coming in right there. Drop the mules on there. Just absolutely destroy that high-yield mineral line. Take as much of it as possible. Produce as much as possible. Get good forces in the air and on the ground. Again, waiting a little bit too long, I felt. He had a window where he could have actually struck his opponent and done big damage, but that window has since passed. Winning against that defensive line will mean horrendous losses. Drop strategy for Keldaris, maybe. But what's he going to drop on? Well, I would think he's going to go for this. He hasn't scouted it yet, but he has to assume that it exists. Cast with a single Viking scouting out. A nice Viking escort on Keldaris' medevacs. Very sensible. Can he grab that medevac out of there? Get a freebie? No, he can't. Still, it's nice to have a look around. There's the force, I think. Man, Cast is all over the place. He's really, really clever with managing to scout that. You see, his response is always great. Is it going to be great enough, though? Because here's the little trick. Siege tank deployment right up here, and good aircraft. He's going to have to move in there, and he's going to lose that Viking in the process. Look at the shelling. He's losing a single siege tank. It's a shame he didn't bring any SCVs along, because he might have been able to repair those siege tanks. So it was a good counter-attack there by Cast. Loses aircraft, but is able to at least negate most of that. Oh, God, he's going to lose it before he's able to drop it out. Bad placement there by Keldaris. In comes the defensive force. Is he able to take out anything? Well, he lost an SCV to it, but that's not really all that important, is it? You know, he can fix that. Doesn't get the chance to, though. Cast really does have map control. Do I keep calling him Scan? I need to stop doing that. I keep getting confused with my co-caster from my last broadcast. It's Cast, damn it, Cast! Oh, man. You will now be known henceforth as Cast Scan Humphreys. Heard worse names. Cast, what are you doing? Are you building a line of planetary fortresses? Because that's kind of neat. There really isn't all that many places it can expand to right now. This is looking to be a fairly heavy macro game. A lot of economy, a lot of strip mining. There are 3 available spots to go to. Actually, 4. He could dump something right here, which would be pretty smart. Just fly over something there. Is he going to do it? He might. He certainly might. Those 2 command centers could be flown out to a variety of different places. Alternatively, he could simply decide, hey, we're going to build planetary fortresses. A little bit of a waste, in my opinion. If you're going to play a heavy economy game, Terran versus Terran, then why not take everything you possibly can? We'll find out soon enough what he intends to do with it. He's either going to upgrade to orbital command and fly them out, or he's going to upgrade to planetary fortress and say, hey, look at that. Ooh, drop around the side. Managed to sneak his way in, regardless of the scan right there. A lot of damage done to absolutely nothing, actually. Let's be totally honest here, it didn't really do all that much. It's the default thing to say. Oh, it's a drop, a lot of damage. Wait, actually, there was not a lot of damage at all. There we go, that's what he's going to do with it. Looking to spread himself out to almost all of the available areas. Needless to say, it's a little bit safer to go here than it is to go here. We're in for the long haul, folks. Terran infantry weapons, level 3, going out for a Cast. He's also got level 2 in the vehicles, but not bothering to tech up too much. Another sensor tower coming for him as well. His opponent on Tech 2 infantry weapons, as well as Tech 1 vehicle weapons. Comparison of forces. Cast sitting on 10 siege tanks, 10 Vikings. Air superiority firmly in the hands of Cast right now. That will help him an awful lot. Honestly, again, this is another situation where he could just go in and probably pound his opponent into fine paste. Keldaris just doesn't quite have the numbers at the moment. And he's not bothering with tech either. Ah, there you go. Cast with a planetary fortress. A sensible thing to do, considering the proximity to the base right there. Keldaris rolls his line forward once again. Do either of them want to go in there? I'm thinking no. Mutually assured destruction. A little bit right there. You know what? You could possibly drop some siege tanks up here. But I'm talking about Cast right here, as opposed to Kildaris. Kildaris has actually built an awful lot more Vikings, hasn't he? He's looking to try and get that air superiority back. But he is lagging behind in terms of ground firepower. Got more Marines, less siege tanks. More rolling in, though. Just going to stand there and stare by the looks of it. No, you come here. Oh, no, you hang up. No, you hang up. Terrans are so damn effete, aren't they? Aha! Nothing happens. Viking harassment, which involves a few of them getting shot down and very little else. It's a Viking war, which is decided simply by the fact that there's a point defense run on one side and not on the other. Small force moved out there, but again, what does he plan on doing with it? Can he get a flanking maneuver on those cannons? No, but he can make a run for this. More to the point, forcing his opponent to move forces off that line, which means a second attack could happen from here. There you go. Vikings in the air. Great many brought down by the firepower from the ground. It's good stuff. It was well placed. It was a small investment to take out quite a lot of the air firepower of Kildaris. Looking to also stop Kildaris from deploying and doing a good job of it, although those are going to be swept up momentarily. It's unfortunate that he wasn't able to follow that up with anything. Look at how much money right now Cast actually has. Cast is actually spending nothing right now. Is he AFK? I have to wonder right now, because he's not building anything. He has so much cash. He just seems to be focused solely on this little attempt right here to do a drop at the rear. Again, Cast has got to build more. He's got the opportunity to build so many units right now. He could even go into battle cruisers, get into something really heavy. But he just isn't doing it. He has so much money. Kildaris has a good amount as well, don't get me wrong, but like I say, build more production buildings. Try and roll over your opponent. Nobody really wants to see you mine out the maps if all you're going to be doing is standing around doing nothing and staring at your opponent, giving them the stink eye. It's not quite the way that I would conduct war, let's be honest. Come on, Cast, do some damage. Look at a force count right here. Cast has firm aerial superiority. He's also got superiority on the ground in terms of siege tanks. He's just not willing to go in with it. He's just gun-shy. So very gun-shy. Build more farms. Oh, come on, you have 10,000 minerals. Come on. You have 10,000 minerals. Build more stuff. Not just upgrades. It's 3 ghost academies. Okay. That counts as stuff, I guess. Yeah, weapons refit. Folks, battle cruisers on their way for Cast now. There you go. Question is, does he have... He is going to mass those things. I suppose I still can't forgive him for saving up 11,000 minerals. That's still a little bit excessive. But hey, if he's going to invest it into battle cruisers, then okay, cool. No problem at all. Weapons refit coming up. That's the Yamato cannon for the battle cruisers. 4 more starpods coming up, looking to build 6 at a time. Nuclear missiles coming up for Kildaris, however. And ghosts on the way. This is where things start to get a little bit interesting. The possibility of a lot of mess going on here. Pfft, what the hell is this? I don't know. 3 ghosts coming up. Is he going to build that many nuclear missiles? Because didn't he build, what, 3 ghost academies? Yeah, so let's see more nuclear missiles once he got the upgrades. It could be dangerous.